about the transfer situation as well and what's going on there, because given that Harry Wilson's been dropped and Leeds don't appear, at least right now, that can change, that they're going to bring in anybody else in that attacking area. So we'll talk about that in a bit more detail as well. The score is wrong, Anthony. I did get there. I got there before you finished typing that. It is wrong. Yeah, we'll go. Your chat will be there as well. We'll have a chat with everyone in a couple of minutes. We'll talk about team sheets are out. I've got to be honest. It's the first time in the transfer window that I've had my wobble. Spoke to a couple of people this morning, and the belief is generally that Leeds will probably try and do a left back, but outside of that, that's all they'll probably try and do. Which means we're not going to give Daniel Farke again this summer a attacking creativity that he has been screaming for 4 windows now. And Leeds clearly there's the team sheet over there on your side. So yeah, I mean, looking at straight away, the only attacking player we brought in this summer that was going to add any level of difference is Harry Wilson. And I agree with people, he's not exactly been on fire at the moment, but he needs time. It's a brand new team, a brand new system, brand new way of playing. He needs to adjust to all of that and get up to speed with it. That takes time, and that won't be helped by sitting on the bench and not playing and not being involved with the players that he needs to adjust to. And what you end up with then is back to Okafor will give you 60 minutes, Brendan Aronson on the other side, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So again, when you look at that, you really are a couple of injuries in that final third away from being very, very light. And over the last 2 summer transfer windows, Leeds United's recruitment team have done an absolutely fantastic job of building the defence. That defence is excellent, and that should be separated from everything else. But they've really struggled. They've really struggled to add individual quality, which is what Daniel Farke has been asking for. And given the length of time it takes Leeds to do a transfer, you don't have the confidence going into 2 days left with nothing being rumoured that Leeds United will be able to go and get 2 or 3 players in. I genuinely don't think that they will. And I'm not flip-flopping. I've given this recruitment team the entire summer, and I said we'd judge it at the end of the window. We're nearly there. We are heading towards the end of the window. Prag Morate is in the Bremner suite with Jerry McNamee, and I have to ask him, get him to say hi. Sorry, I have to do this. Because Jerry will ask him. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they could just pull it out of the hat like that in the next 2 days. But everyone else is very busy trying to get deals done. Now, not everyone's getting them done. A couple of days ago, we were all talking about Sunderland possibly bringing in Jack Grealish and bringing in Igor Paixão, and both of them look like they might not happen now. So it's not straightforward, and it's not an exact science at all. But we'll see where we go. Mike's asking about Cairns' backup goalie. Just for today, Zatira is signed and sealed and done. He was shown off yesterday. We're not in for Grealish, are they? He's heading to Everton. I'm not sure where that came from, that we were having an interest in Jack Grealish, but Leeds have not been mentioned with Jack Grealish at all. And for everything that I've seen, he is heading to Everton as of today. So, yeah, no, Jack Grealish is not coming to Leeds United. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll stick up the team sheets. And we'll have a little bit of a chat. Give me 1 second. I'll just stick my face in front of that. There we go. Oh, yeah, I did it that way, didn't I? 1 sec. There we go. So there's the team sheets. For Leeds, it's relatively unchanged from the game against Nottingham Forest. James Trafford in goal, 2 wing-backs, Jayden Bogle and James Justin. The back 3 goes back to what I thought it would go back to, which is Mihajlovic, Rodon and Biel. Because as good as Nico Elvede was, Jakub Biel's been fantastic for Leeds and hasn't put a foot wrong for me since he's been there. That midfield 2 of Ethan Ampadu and Anton Stack looks like it's going to be impossible to dislodge over the course of this season already. And then you move into the attacking third. It's Noah Okafor on the left, Brendan Aronson on the right. And I genuinely think Brendan Aronson has been far better on the left-hand side, coming in onto his right foot, than he has been on the right-hand side, going outside and getting maybe pushed off the ball a little bit more. The advantage on the left is that he's coming into space the whole time. So for me, it actually seemed to benefit him a bit. The bench is very, very strong. It is really strong bench. You've got Alex Cairns there. That will be temporary due to the fact that Zetera will eventually come in there. You've got Longstaff, you've got Goodmunson, you've got Willie Nontos there. Fiorentina having a very strong look at him. Willie Nonto's interesting as well because the language from Leeds is Leeds won't allow Nonto to leave unless they can get a replacement, which does suggest that a conversation has been had. Leeds are not saying Willie Nonto is not for sale and he's not going anywhere. Leeds are saying, well, if he does go, we need a replacement. So clearly a conversation has been had there of, you can go. We need to get a replacement, but if we get that replacement, you can go. So that clearly looks like that conversation's being had. Lucas Metch is there. Harry Wilson is there as well. And Nico Elvedi on the bench. So it's a very strong bench for Leeds. It is. And the defence for me looks really, really good. I was talking to Adam Pope this morning and he said it's the 60-40 rule. Concede less than 60, score more than 40, chances are you'll be fine. I think we can all agree, we think Leeds would probably concede less than 60 goals this season. Will we score more than 40 and where are those goals going to come from? Because outside of the cup match against Nottingham Forest, where Leeds set up very differently against Forest in the first game, Leeds didn't exactly pose what you call an attacking threat. So there is stuff to be looked at there, but we'll see. For Brentford, decent looking side for them as well. Not a massively different system to Leeds. Joe Blackburn will hate that lineup, by the way, as well. Queeveen Kelleher in goal. A back four of Michael Coyote, their long throw specialist, had one more goal involvement from long throws last season than Ethan Ampadu. Christoph Ayer is in there along with Nathan Collins and Keane Lewis Potter. So that backline hasn't really changed last year. They have brought in Malik Diouf. He's on the bench today. Midfield two for them will be Vitaly Yanet and Mamadou Sangare, who was outstanding against Tottenham Hotspur in their first game of the season. He is definitely one that Leeds will need to keep to a minimum. If they can, Ethan Ampadu is going to need to be close to him. Then it's a familiar looking three. Jaden Anthony will line up on their left hand side, so he'll be up against Jaden Bogle. Mikkel Damsgaard in the middle and Kevin Shade on the right hand side, and then Igor Thiago up front for them. Now, last season, Yacobiol kept Igor Thiago to 2 touches in the penalty area over 2 matches. So Leeds will need to make sure that happens again, and then minimise crosses coming into the box and limit the supply into Thiago. We'll jump back into the main camera and just have a quick look at your chat and see who is here. Mugari is here saying Wilson on the bench. Yeah, Wilson on the bench, says Rob as well. Top Banana, afternoon, all Leeds and we marching on together. It's game time. Kevin says good afternoon. Anthony Calorie, afternoon. Jerry, looking forward to today's match. RD is here and says, I called Brendy benching Wilson. I know fans will moan. But that was the right move. I think Brendan Aronson started the season well, but again, if he's on the left-hand side for me, I think he's been far better than the right-hand side, and I was enjoying seeing Brendan on the left. Wilson on the bench, morning Jer from Jerry English. Joe Blackburn says, not even any background music. For shame, Mr. Lynch. Listen, the fact that this is even working is a miracle, let alone any background music, Joe. Also, someone mentioned to me Wilson has a bit of a knock rather than anything in particular. Daniel Farke said it before, Joe, and he'll say it again. You're fit enough for the bench. You're fit enough to play. Sly says, Donde está? Brentford 2-0. Leeds 2-0? Oh, yeah, that was the scoreline. I'm not moaning about Wilson on the bench, just surprised. Yeah, I am as well. Brentford overrated, in my opinion. And we know Jared's prediction. Then I've gone for a 1-0 Leeds win. That's my prediction today. 1-0 Leeds win. Hey, if you watching, get the like button. Yeah, if you could hit the like button, that would be massively appreciated. Thanks very much. Sarah's here. How you doing, Sarah? Faye's afternoon, Jared. Good afternoon. Oh, Anthony said, don't understand the Wilson decision. I'm sure we'll get the detail on it in due course. Arsenal or Wilson makes sense. This is getting to be a very strong team. I think it's a very strong first to second half, third of the pitch. The final third for me, I think still needs work. Lack of attacking options, says Jerry. I would agree with that as well. Rick Pay. Maybe just give Wilson the full home fan experience when he comes on to after, Okafor 60 minutes tops. Kansas backup bench. 8 a.m. wondering, is money an issue? 8 million wondering, is money an issue? I don't know, Anthony. Rumour is Leeds' budget is still pretty healthy. And Prague, again, I know people are giving out about me saying this, and it was said as a hypothetical. Prague said about keeping money back, in case of a certain type of player becomes available, and that was a hypothetical situation. The player was a hypothetical, not the holding back the money part, because, that can't be hypothetical. If you're holding the money back, you're not. The player, fair enough. I can't understand why we're happy to pay 30 million plus for a defence and not 35 million for a striker. I would agree with that as well. Slice says we need Another backup keeper like last season. Apparently, we're in for Grealish. We're not in for Grealish. Brolin scores a hat trick. SSD said Wilson Farke bust up time to sell him 233. Jerry says it's not too late for everybody at right, Kent. Great to see Goodmunson back, even if it's on the bench. Yeah, it is. It is. And Willie Nonto there as well. So Nonto's situation is going to be interesting. Roberto Mancini, who's the Italian manager, is there today as well to have a chat with him. So we know he likes him. Jeff, 49ers are taking a massive risk that the 49ers said they would concentrate on forwards, the forward line. So I don't understand why they didn't maybe start there to surprise. Won't hold my breath. Yeah, I'm the same as that as well at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. Good morning, lads. I have to say, pretty nervous about today's game. Yeah, first home game of the season. Agent Smith is here. Good afternoon, everyone. Immortal Reaper under 21s are playing as well. So are the ladies. The women's team are in action as well. No under 21 players on the bench. Well, I mean, they shouldn't be. If you've got starting senior players, then they should be on the bench. This is not a charity. You know, we're not giving out minutes to players. None of those two youth players were going to be even close to being involved in a game this season. So they should be going back and playing football. They're not going to develop sitting on the bench. Same situation as Harry Wilson. You have to play to get used to it. And if you're not going to play, then don't be on the bench. So yeah, no issue for me at all with that. Deeply devastated. My lunch order just got cancelled by a restaurant. Bad omens, says Joe. Agent Smith says, I don't think it's a draw, but I said the same at Forest. Happy to be wrong again. Always happy as long as Leeds win. Hi, Jer. I'm feeling good. 3-1 to the Mighty Whites. Kim is here. Any truth on Leeds buying Manny from Wolves? No, not that I've heard. He would be very expensive as well. You never know. We don't have enough options for a full season if we get in it. That's it. I mean, if you get Okafor and Calvert-Lewin injured, all of a sudden you're down to Nonto and Mecha. And then you have nothing behind that at all. So it's a massive gamble. Look, I don't like taking gambles. I don't. So I'd rather your bases were covered. I'm trying to see the lineup you have up there, but I'm in blind fecker. You need to put on like a 60-inch TV. I'll go through it again. It's Trafford and goal. Bogle, Justin, Muharmovic, Bial, Rodon, Ampadu, Stack, Aronson, Okafor, Calvert-Lewin. I think Nonto will be wing back 4, right wing 4, or left wing option 4. Best to let him go and put a sell-on clause in. Don't think they score, but do we score? And isn't that the question mark? Isn't that it? That's the question mark. Isn't that the question mark? But yeah, it is. I mean, I love this defense. I think we're building a really, really strong defense. I really like what Leeds are doing there. I still think we're 2 players short in the attack. 2 good players short in attack, not just 2 bodies, 2 decent level players in attack. And I'm not sure we're going to get that. We only spent about 50 million net. Ignore net spend. Net spend isn't how it works with SCR. The fees are spread out over 3 years and the budgets are not. Either way, Leeds are believed to have in around 120 million pounds to spend this summer. So, and again, that's to be spread out over time as well. But at the moment, yeah, look, there should still be plenty of money there. St. George says, hi from Thailand here. Brentford's current goal scoring form makes this tricky, but I trust our defense. That's the game, isn't it? It's attack versus defense today. See who comes out on top. And then Texas Lead says, good lineup. I'm a little surprised Wilson isn't starting. Really prefer Aronson off the bench as he's looked better from there during pre-season. And hopefully we only sell Nonto for 20 million. And that's another part as well, because Fiorentina are looking for a loan. Because of course they are. Because that's what Leeds do. Everyone wants a player from player. Who'd you do? You go to Leeds. Hang on one second. We'll listen to what Daniel Farke is saying. I'll tell you. So looking for solutions to find against Brentford. He's talking about looking at the lineup versus what they've done. How the training's been for Leeds this week. What's tactically needed against a side like Brentford. Needs legs, needs fitness against them. And he's talking about the midfield as well, being Stack and Ampadu being 2 players that can nullify what they're doing. And second balls are going to be important today. So happy face Keith Andrews now speaking to Sky. Asked why he signed Jadon Anthony. he's talking about the fact that his squad's at a position now where players will cause him problems in selection. And Jayden Anthony was a player he was really looking forward to bringing in. He's been very good in pre-season. Daniel's being respectful to Brentford, but also, no fear, the usuals. Stephen says, good morning from Oklahoma. Thanks for the stream, Jerry. No problem, mate. Agent Smith says, do you think the 49ers are holding back in case they need to spend January? Well, they've yet to spend in January. They only brought in Connor Robertson one January window. Outside that, they don't do January at all. SST says, the risk is like closing your eyes whilst going through a gap in traffic. And then RD saying, do you think it's a scouting department not finding the right players for Farke? No, because I think we've seen lots of names linked that we all believe would fit. Nothing about Harry Wilson. So he wasn't asked about Harry Wilson at all. Thought it was a 3 p.m. Just made it. No, it's 2 p.m. kickoff today. Hopefully we only send on to him. Yeah. When Leeds had Nanto during his little wobble when he was having a bit of a tantrum and wanted to leave the club, Leeds had him valued at £18 million then. Now, he's probably not played a huge amount of football since then, but you can't see him going for anything less than that. And the Italian clubs, and Fiorentina specifically, don't have money to spend. They spent a lot of money this summer already, Fiorentina. They need 2 wingers. They brought in one, and they're looking for Nanto on loan. Leeds can't afford to let Nanto go out on loan. Just absolutely crazy they did that, especially given the lack of attacking players we're bringing in and the fact we've already lost Joel Pirro and we haven't replaced him. I mean, Daniel Farke spoke about this during the week as well. Leeds' squad depth is at a net negative already now. Sam Byram and Joel Pirro leaving. Now, you can argue that Harry Wilson as a body has replaced Joel Pirro, but Sam Byram hasn't been replaced in that squad. Now, it's not about replacing the player. It's about replacing the amount of players he's got to select from. And he hasn't got that. And it's not even a net positive. Like, we haven't added more players to that squad to give Daniel Farke more headaches and more competition for places. We've reduced the amount of players. And the under 21 players are not ready to step up. They're not. They're not. Couple of them had a decent preseason, but they're not there yet. Martin Cook said, since the start of December 25, only 5 teams have won more points in the Premier League than Leeds United, 39. Only 3 sides have won more points at home, on home soil, than them last term, 24. Yep, great stat. Sly says, if we can't get a decent amount for Ramazani, would you look at reintegrating him? Daniel Farke doesn't want him, and he's already said there is a unusual fascination with Largi Ramazani, who was a bit part player in the Championship, had great moments in the Championship, but has also had issues at Valencia with his manager there. You got 2 managers both iffy about a player, and that has to tell you something. And there's no doubt that Largi Ramazani has quality, but we tend to focus as fans far too much on the players that Daniel Farke isn't picking than the ones that he is picking. Largi Ramazani is not part of Leeds United squads, and Daniel Farke is not going to pick him. End of story. End of story. So forget about it. Again, and someone's going to ask what's the story with Theo Joseph in a second. He's an ACL injury. He's out for at least till Christmas. I saw Sky Sports Cindy Boswell saying he's looking for a club. Good luck. Good luck finding a club when you're doing a rehab on an ACL. I'm not sure you'll get that. It'll be at least Christmas. Saxon is saying, I know that this is out of the box, but I'd sure like to try good ones in the 10 spot. No, not for me. It's not a 10. Very good in the wide areas. Maybe as a second winger, but not as a 10. Anthony, but that's your opinion. Sorry, I'm pushing mine. Like. Anthony says, could you hit the like button? Anthony Calorie says, how we start the game is important. If we sit back, we could be in trouble. I don't think we will sit back, not at home. Baka says, a clean sheet would be a big statement. I'm hoping for a 1-0 win. Brian C says, I just got here. Why isn't Wilson starting? We don't know. But we're talking about the lack of depth in the attack and the fact that Leeds possibly won't bring anything else in. Leeds United 19 says, that's a good call. Why did they sign Jayden Anthony? Did well against them last year. Liked what he brought. Player that he thinks suits his style. And he's had a very good preseason for them. Sean O'Kane says, your 49ers, in my opinion, my option, do want Leeds to grow and get better. So why not improve the strikers? Yeah. Okay, there's no conspiracy theory here. I think the 49ers as an investment group only want this side to get better. I'm just not sure what the issue is with buying attacking players. We're 4 windows in now, by the way. 4 summer windows where Daniel Farke has asked for a creative 10. Still hasn't got one. Mike Cat says, we lose 40% on Nanto. We need to add it if we sell. Yeah. And again, Nanto can play in 2 positions, so you need to add that. He was bought as a striker initially as well. Gavin James says the attack is piss poor coming from the bench. Yeah, there's not a lot there. Metcha can come on and get you a goal. And he can, and he has, by the way. So I wouldn't say piss poor. Wilson's a good option off the bench. That's kind of it. That's a problem. Dan Ho or Hug says Canada in the house. Go Leeds. How you doing, Dan? Liam says afternoon. Jerry Leeds to win 2-0. Leeds marching on together. Is Schultz still available? Would tick a lot of boxes. I think Pavel Schultz would be a fantastic signing. I don't think he'd be massively expensive either. And Leon need to sell a couple of players. So yeah, he is still floating around. Wouldn't say no to him. Larry Paul says watching along from Arizona. Jesus, great to see us all here. Vociferous Clang, Gabriel Martinelli, Dario Asaro, Gabriel Jesus could be good options for Leeds, I think. Yeah, I would have said that they don't actually suit Leeds' style, but given what Daniel Farke said during the week about wanting a different profile, maybe they do. Mariner says Rama would be the 5th choice winger. He is extremely limited footballer, especially in the modern game. Why are people so obsessed with him? I think it's because he's not playing and he scored a couple of goals and he can do a backflip. Ramazani does not work hard enough in defence. He doesn't work at all in defence, and that was an issue that Carlos Corberán had with him last year as well. Gavin James said Jesus going Jesus is going to Barca. Sorry, I read Jesus as how Irish people say it. So when I see it starting a sentence, I always assume it's Jesus. Yeah. Sean O'Kane says that Il Farke has said on so many occasions that he doesn't want Ramazani or Joseph. He has, correct. Anyone in LS11, how's the weather? It looks nice today. Gabriel Jesus is going to Barca. Yeah, Faye says, regarding the number 10s, realistically, what's available out there? And that's a good question, Faze. You're in a market now where it's not about who's out there and who's available. It's about who do you want and how much do you want to pay for them. That's the reality of the situation. There are a lot of players that look, Leeds could go out and pay £35 million and get Igor Pajau tomorrow. If they want to pay it, they can pay it and get him. Leeds could go out and pay £30 million and get Pavel Schultz tomorrow. They could. Go and do it. Leeds could have paid $45 million and gotten Rafael Leao. Now, I'm not saying they should go for any of these players, but I'm saying there's a price tag. And if you want them, you could go and get them. So it's just what you're willing to pay. Leeds seem to be arguing with clubs over pennies to try and bring the fees down. And that's because you don't obviously have a huge amount of available cash, but it's a tricky one. Sean says, Jer, when you put it like that, it's a massive problem. I think it is. Your English says Brazil says hi. Hope we get Schultz last day transfer. I'm not confident of us doing what we need to do if it goes to deadline day, because Leeds deadline day hasn't been great, specifically under this ownership. But our deadline day, outside of for every Rafinha, there's been a Cody Gakpo, Bamba Dieng, Harry Wilson, planes on tarmac, ran out of time, couldn't get a deal done. It's not great. Vipotnik, yes or no? I don't know. Don't know enough about him. Peter Paula Waller. Sorry, Peter Paul Lawyer. Jesus, sorry, Peter. Let's go, Leeds. K-Dog, afternoon, Jared. Difficult game today, but 2-1 for the win for Leeds. Or 2-1 win for Leeds. Yeah, fingers crossed. Look, once the game starts, all of this goes to the back burner, doesn't it? We focus on what's in front of us in the game. And I'm hopeful. I think our defence is really, really solid. It would be nice to get an early goal and get the tail up, wouldn't it? And get the ground banging. This is important. You've started the season with a win. If you away from home, if you can get a win at home as well. Although I still, Brentford are doing really well, so points not the worst case scenario either. But you would it would be fantastic to start the season with 2 wins, wouldn't it? I think this time last year we were getting slapped around by Arsenal, weren't we? Ayasa Yeda's another one. Yeah, Pepe still available. Yeah, those are attacking targets. They absolutely are. RD says, have you watched Sheffield United's transfer deadline video with Chris Wilder? It was crazy. I haven't. I'll have to look at that. Pat the Bear, the lack of depth in the attack is a serious risk that can become weak link in the chain. Yeah, and this is the problem. You don't want the situation where halfway through the season we're going, well, we didn't buy this player in the summer, and if we bought this player, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in now. You want to just remove all that stuff completely. So, yeah, it's tricky. Speaking of Gakpo, see City want him. I think Gakpo going to City is mad, because I don't think he's been that great for Liverpool. He's been good. Brentford have got a full team out, pretty much. Yeah, missing 2 players, but nobody recent. And then Rick says, hydration break Yorkshire tea whilst filling out the deal sheet for Schultz. No, we need it. We do need it. We do. I don't know. We'll see. Look, until the window's closed, you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. God, Queefing Kelleher's goalkeeper jersey looks like a throwback to the 1970s. Anyway, we'll see how we go. And we've the instant match reaction straight after this as well. If you want to check that out, you can have a proper chat about all the detail. Then Sean O'Kane says, I know I'm going back on what you just said, but maybe they pull a rabbit out of the hat and go. Maybe they do, Sean. Maybe they do go and they know exactly what they're doing. Maybe Prague knew exactly what he was saying. Maybe Farke's little glint in his eye because he knows exactly what's happening. Maybe. I mean, we don't know. And that's probably a good thing that we don't know all the details that's going in behind the scenes. I'm okay with that. I just don't want to see us short. I mean, in January, I said the same thing. DCL gets an injury, we're in trouble. Now, we didn't get an injury. But how long can you gamble on that, you know? User ZV says, why did I wait until the last possible minute to get transfer deals for attacking players and simply trying to buy on the cheap? Well, they haven't bought on the cheap this summer. I don't think we can actually. We nearly broke the transfer record twice. We did break it once. We nearly broke it a second time. So they're not doing it on the cheap. I think the way you leave it to the deadline day is because you just can't get the player you want and you have to wait. You're in a food chain, and that's been the story of the summer. Jerry Nelson says, Ciao, Jer, turning in from Monopoly, Italy on my holidays. My Leeds jersey getting lots of love from the locals. Hopefully a 1-0 win today. Jerry, who's better, Kelleher or Trafford? I think Trafford, but Queven Kelleher is a very good shot stopper. Brian says, I can see you losing faith in more Trafford. Not losing faith, but like you're running out of time. And the track record, if you're to go off of history, the track record in these last couple of days isn't great. So it's not that I'm necessarily losing faith. I'm probably... The pessimism of previous years is probably starting to eke back in a little bit. But again, I'm not judging the transfer window, and I won't judge the transfer window until the window's fully closed, which I think is fair. Oh, yeah, by the way, Agent Smith is making the point. Please do not post goal reactions or anything in the build-up to a move in the chat until you hear me reacting. Some people will sync their streams or their match to us talking here. So if you could not react, that would be outstanding. We haven't had a surprise signing. We usually have one, maybe. Paul says, massive for us today. Crossing perfect start to the season. No spoilers, please. Yep. I've heard that Leeds are in for young Chelsea striker, but Chelsea didn't want to loan him out. Sure, it was Sky Sports News. I haven't heard anything about that, but I could have missed it. 3-1 Leeds, says Jason. And Darren B says, like, subscribe, and hype for the best Leeds content creating again. Appreciate that. Thanks very much. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, think about it. What's interesting about this is Pete Lowy's there today. Parag Marathe is there today. All of the big people are there today, which would suggest they're trying to get some stuff done. Now, Parag is full-time on Leeds and Glasgow Rangers now, but he's not up at Glasgow. He's in Leeds. Look, we'll see. Look, we'll see. Now, we've got to figure out which of the glasses to wear for this because I really don't know anymore. No, I don't. I'm going blind. It's probably these ones. Probably. I don't know anymore. Any update on when Big was back? Nothing. It better come back. Got money stuck in Big Up. It better come back. And then Sean says, let's go, Jer. MOT. Just forgot to say, great content. Not so. I appreciate that, Sean. Thanks very much. Right, so Leeds in the brand new white kit. There's a minute applause for those who are no longer with us. Leeds fans that have passed away over the last 12 months, as is the history with Leeds on the opening day of the season. Parag Marathe being shown there as well. So if you have lost someone over the last 12 months, and they're being remembered right now. My dad's anniversary was 2 days ago. So I'm thinking about him today as well. Tom Foster says, Lewy and Eddie on screen, giving it the big one. Yep. And Sarah says, need a little reminder sticker on the... We did just little, don't forget, lads, 2 days. 2 days. Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Right. That's done. Get the coin toss out of the way now. I'm not sitting comfy today. There's an edge today. I can feel it. Shouldn't be, but there is. And I think it's just because the team sheet upset me. Okie dokie. You just want them to start well, don't you? Right, so Brentford are going to kick off. Leeds are shooting in. Leeds have been turned around, actually. Leeds like to shoot into the cup in the first half. Oh, did they? No, they don't. Hazel saying, I hear we're after Jack Grealish. No, we're not. He's going to Everton. Who said we were after Jack Grealish, by the way? I'm dying to know who's put that out there. Ball into the penalty area. Cleared. Sangari has it out to the right hand side. Chance for him to cross it in. Edge of the penalty area. Clipped across. Little flick in the 6-yard area. And it needs to be dealt with by Leeds. And they do. Marhamovic gets it away. Jim says, hi, Jerry. Here we go. Big one. Yep. Will give us a nod. Yeah, Shadi had a good chance there. It's a really poor ball in. And then, yeah, Shadi has an awful attempt to try and shoot there and hits it. But he had gotten frontage Rodon. But Rodon got across him. You'd imagine it was okay. Mark said, the content share. All Leeds aren't we. All Leeds aren't we is correct. Calvert-Lewin flicks it down, goes behind him. Bogle up in the air over around the corner, but it's headed straight back up in the air. Calvert-Lewin goes flying into the back of Collins there. Referee says play on. It's taken away by Sangare, but the referee's pulled it back for a free kick against Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Thrown to Leeds. James Justin. Big throw down the line towards Calvert-Lewin. Collins wins the header, and it's out of play for a throw to Leeds. Paul says, KG said he would be a good fit. Oh, I'd love Jack Grealish, but we're not in for him. But I think it's a great show. Joe Blackburn on Grealish. We're not in for Jack Grealish. Cross comes into the box, headed away with Joe Rodon. Picked up in the edge of the penalty area by Sangari. Blocked by Anton Stack. Headed by Collins. Ampadu gets a toe to it. Cleared by Joe Rodon. Gets clipped by Thiago. Referee says play on. And Jaden Bogle brings us down the right hand side. Aronson looking for the running behind him. And the ball's played by Bogle. Aronson pushes him off the ball. Can't get to the ball though, unfortunately. He's played down the line first. Kevin Shaddy. He goes back inside. Picked up in the middle of the park by Lewis Potter. Big diagonal ball over top of James Justin. No, I agree with KG. I think Jack Grealish would be a fantastic signing for Leeds. I think he'd love Leeds. I think we'd love him. But all the noise is that he's already made it clear he wants to go to Everton, and they're working on that deal right now. Why can't we make this window easy? Is it because Farke won't start 2 attacking wingers? No, I don't think that. I don't think it's got anything to do with it. Look, there'll be a reason. He is starting 2 attacking players. Like he's not doing that. Bogle around the outside, looking for the run of Joe Rodon down the right side. Nathan Collins will get across and go back to the keeper. And Kelleher on his left foot hooks it away slightly. Chest in by Damsgaard, and Sangari plays a forward, but only for Jacobiel to win the header, and then Ethan Ampadu. Calm on the ball by Leeds. Good stuff. I think we should have gone for Marmouche. We got him on loan, maybe. Aronson flicks the ball inside. He's taken, nope, tackles. Good tackle, actually, by Potter. And he'll come forward the ball down the left-hand side. Leeds right-hand side. Outside of the boot, all the way around the back, but it's a poor ball, and James Trafford in the all... What kind of green would we call that? Is it neon green? Oh, interesting ball by Trafford out to the left-hand side to James Justin. Brentford look sharp. They do, yeah. They do. Pat the Bear says, with Zetterer over the line, no reason why he shouldn't be all out for the final. I agree. I think if we were to sacrifice a position, we could probably sacrifice the left back. But I don't think we can sacrifice missing out up front. Like our new winger, the Rodon Chappie. He's good, isn't he? I like Brendan, but he seems to be nailed on in front three. Would have been displaced, but look, they've got to get the position off him. He's obviously shown more in training. Chelsea won up Lavia. Thanks very much for that, Anthony. Right, so 4 minutes in. Still 0-0. Bit of a, I won't say sloppy start, but it's a bit competitive. Potter. Damsgaard. You always know Damsgaard by his forehead. Big diagonal ball again by Potter. He's looking for that run on the far side from Jaden Anthony. James Justin brings it forward for Leeds over the halfway line. Plays the ball down the line. It's a poor ball though. Okafor will get there though. And goes around there. You're crossed in by Okafor towards the back post. Jaden Bogle pulls it back. No one there. There's no one there. Big tackle by Ethan Ampadu. And he battles for that ball. And Sangari comes away with it. But Leeds still fighting for it. Stack gets in, has a bit of a stick. Heads the ball on the ground. Plays it out to James Justin. Out to the left. That's fantastic by Leeds. No Okafor into the penalty area. Onto his right foot. Shoots, blocked, but still pinging around. And now Brentford will get it out. Good work by Leeds. This is going to be a good game. And now it's Brentford breaking forward. It's like a horse race. Thiago crosses the ball in towards Sade. Roland just leans into him. And the ball will run out of play for Leeds. Goal kick. Really good battling by Leeds in that final third. They weren't willing to let them get away with the ball and come out with it. But it is, as Joe was saying there, open. Good evening, Paul. Or good afternoon, Paul. Hope you're well, Paul. We're done yet on the wing. Again, just remember there is a delay. If you want to know what time I'm at versus you, have a look at the little counter on the screen. And that'll tell you where we all are. And if you can just not comment on things that haven't happened on that counter yet, that would be awesome. So the ball's been kicked out. Okafor takes it down the line to Calvert-Lewin. Doesn't get to it and it's put out of play. Leeds throw in. Andrews like a wasp chewing gum. Yeah, that's nerves. What is this? Ball out to Leeds left-hand side. Played back by Anthony. Picked up by Coyote. Reminder, please react to the watch along, not your TV. Absolutely. I love Ampadu, absolute beast. Yeah, good start to him already. Potter. Down the line for Damsgaard. Oh, well done, Ethan. Ampadu just pushes him off the ball. Takes the throw in for Leeds. Tries to get it going quickly. Down the line for Brendan Aronson. It's not a great throw in. Collins gets there and Aronson will have to battle with him. Back to the keeper. Again, it's on his weaker foot. Passes it out. Leeds are pressing. But Yanel passes out that lovely. Nice work from them there. Damsgaard. Down the line again, infield. Actually towards Sade. Pokes the ball down the line for Lewis Potter to run after. But Rodon will get there. Goes back to Trafford, but he's left it short. And Thiago got across him there. Leeds get away with that. My stream was bang on your clock, Jared. Great stuff, Agent Smith. Hitchpo, lads. Ads in the middle of a live stream. I don't do them. Lads, I don't add any. There's no ads added. It's whatever they do. If you've got a premium account, you don't get ads. But we don't set the adverts. Also, by the way, this is how this is a job. YouTubers get paid because of ad revenue. And this is a full-time job. But we don't add any additional adverts to it. So, sorry. Can't help you with that. It's a Sangari in the middle of the park. Over to the left-hand side to Lewis Potter. Potter whips that ball in. And it's headed away. Again, bouncing around the edge of the box, chested down. Thiago with the shot. Saved by Trafford. And it's cleared by Muharmovic straight up in the air. Thiago's after it again. He's already been more effective than he was twice last season. Anthony. And that's going to run down the line. James Justin will see that out. No, he kicks it out of play for a throw, which Coyote will likely launch. I know, Jared, it's YouTube. I know, and yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. If I take the adverts off it, then I got to shut down the channel and go get a job. So I don't add any additional adverts to it, just whatever way YouTube put them in. I get one advert at the start and that's it. Very sloppy at the back. At the moment it is. Coyote will launch this in. And it's headed up by Stack across his own goal. Jaden Anthony pick it up at the back post. Distinctive run. Back to Lewis Potter on his right foot. Is going to shoot from distance. Headed up in the air by Joe Rodon. He felt that. He really felt that. Bit of a wobble. And it's gone out of play for a corner kick to Brentford. MJ says, I lasted 6 minutes with Don Goodman. You'll have to put up with me for the rest of the game next. No problem, pal. Welcome on. Sloppy at the back at the moment. Yeah, a lot of pressure. We're then 10 minutes in, though. It's been a very quick first 10 minutes. In swinging corner to be taken by Mikkel Damsgaard. For Brentford. In it comes. Towards the back post. Headed away by Leeds. Out of the penalty area. And picked up again by Lewis Potter. He's getting plenty of the ball. Back to Damsgaard. He's going to swing this infield. And it's a header to the back post. Saved. There's Nathan Collins there. It's 2 chances now for Brentford. Leeds on a counter-attack. Okafor's got Aronson and Calvert-Lewin. He goes all the way across the park for Brendan Aronson, who can't get it in, but get it on a second touch. Turns backwards. Lays it in field. Bogle now, edge of the penalty area. He dinks it up in the air towards Calvert-Lewin and runs straight through to Kelleher. Brentford playing out. Leeds putting a bit of pressure on them. And Leeds will win this back with a throw in, yeah. Rodon goes all the way back to Trafford again. It's just a little bit short, but Trafford gets to this one. Rodon neck can handle those. I hope so. It is a dynamic game so far. It's been a good game. 10 minutes is just flown by. I can't do it with the revenue. I can't. I genuinely can't, Jim. Someone asked me again a couple of weeks ago, are you a business or are you a YouTuber? Make up your mind. It's like, well, it's both. This is a company. Shade's got through. Anthony into the penalty area. Jaden Anthony shoots, takes a deflection. And it goes wide. Thought there might have been a foul there, but it's another chance. Did Roland get anything on this? Damsgaard slips it through for the run of Shade, and Roland just gets across him. I don't think Roland actually gets to the ball at all. Anthony gets it and a shot taken. He doesn't get the ball. Short one by Damsgaard this time to Potter. Back to Damsgaard, who's going to whip this one in. He does whip it in, headed away by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hope they have to get Aronson challenges. Breaks down between two. Is a kick in there, elbow in the head there on Rodon by Coyote, and it's a free for Leeds. Getting overrun. We are a little bit. Sarah says, I feel like this is one of those games where you can't take your eye off. Absolutely. Try to make notes. You look how many goals Brentford has scored in the last two games, and you can see that it's just they are focused very much on that. Now, whether we can catch them on the counter remains to be seen. This actually, ironically, could have been a game that suited Wilson in behind. Yacobiol. Bogle infield. Ampadu low to Calvert-Lewin. Nice little layoff there. How is he offside? Jesus, Dom. We're playing out from the back and he's offside. We're defending well, but having to do too much defending. Yeah, no way this intensity for both teams can last the whole game. Ronnie says Brentford are strong this year. The club really have their crap together. Brentford playing with no fear. And Hidge says, just to be clear, I wasn't having to go at anyone for ads, just ad inconveniencing. Oh, no, I get that. Totally get it. And there's no ads on Big Up, so there's an adjustment. Totally get that. Just to be clear. Yeah, we got you. Need an AI note. Thank you. Take your I don't trust AI though. Don't use the AI stuff at all. Every single thumbnail looks identical with AI, so I only use it for minor things. I feel better at Wilson out than the right hand side. So would I. Thiago, he's well outside the penalty area. Back to Sangare, whips it over to the left hand side. Lewis Potter's in a lot of space. Finds Damsgaard again. That area is an issue. Ooh, Aronson went flying in there, misses him. Damsgaard shoots, blocked by Trafford. Another shot. Cleared by Leeds. And they've won it back now. Shade. We're not keeping the ball. Calvert-Lewin wasn't holding the ball up against Forest, and he's not holding the ball up here either. Rejects says, crazy considering before last season started, loads of Brentford potentially going. Oh, I thought I had them nailed on to go down. Yeah, 100%. Proven completely wrong. Anthony. They won it back. Goes low across the pitch. Shada slips though and Leeds get away with losing the ball there. They're really sharp around the box. They move the ball quickly. Look, how many years am I talking about tempo? But in the Premier League, it makes a massive difference. Derek Charles says there's no protection and the wide area. Weirdly, yeah, there's no one covering Lewis Potter getting forward. He's free, and then Roland has to come and press him, which is giving Damsgaard space to get in behind. We do need a number 10, Alan. Completely agree. Whether it's an inside forward /10 or an out and out 10, I still think we need it. stack. Lewis Potter again. Little 1-2 with Kevin Shaddy there. They're linking up well, but Leeds do enough this time to put them out of play. We're leaving past the short again. Very shaky. Yeah. Win it back again. Aronson having a little bit of a pop at DCL there. Ball played for Thiago by Potter. Back infield to Shadé. Good step out by Ethan Ampadu. Wins the ball clearly, and the referee's giving a free kick. Steps in and knocks the ball away. Does he win this? Steps in field. Ampadu has a little look. No, he doesn't. No, doesn't get the ball. And Andrew Clavin says we haven't started yet. No, but this is it. It's attack versus defense. Their attack has been what they've been focused on the first two games. Leeds defense has been what we've been focused on. So you're going to get a lot of this, I think. Such a frustrating start. Offsides. We can't handle their passes and passing 5 yards. Yeah. Shadé linked with the Gunners. Squared to the right hand side. Potter again whips that ball into the penalty area, headed away by James Justin and poked by Kyoto. It's gone back to Kelleher. Doesn't matter now anyway. 15 minutes. They've had 6 shots and 3 on target. Slow start by us. Yeah. Brentford snappier. Yeah. All over us on the ground. Poor so far. Shadé goes around. Rodon goes down. Free kick. There's going to be a yellow card here at some point for Leeds. We're half a yard off everything. Just a bit slow out of the blocks. Any word on why Wilson didn't start yet? Nothing. No, I can check again, but I haven't seen that yet. No, nothing. So Damsgaard over the ball again, along with Janelt. In likely going to be Damsgaard again, is it? He's going to... No, it's not. Janelt will whip this one around, headed away by Rodon. And that'll go out for a throw-in. And Janelt will go across. Will Michael Coyote come over? Yeah, Coyote's on his way over for the long throw. Avedi calls get louder. Why? Why did the Avedi calls get louder the more this goes on? He's a centre half and we haven't conceded. Why would... I'm not sure where that comes from. Explain that one to me. Potter into the penalty area. Up it goes. It's a holding at the back post. Anthony puts it wide. Yeah, I'm not sure that makes any sense. Let me know, though. Come back to me. Brentford are going for it. 49ers can see the reason why we need additions. We can't get out. We've no outball. Celeb Steve says, we don't seem to be able to put passes together. Andrew said, lads, this is Brentford. Nathan Collins, Brentford, not a prime Barcelona. That's true. Good side, though. And they're playing well. They're scoring goals. If we can weather the storm now, it might play into our favour, and Brentford will definitely tire. Yeah. Jared Fletcher says, why not? Well, why? Who are you taking out, Jared, and for why? We haven't conceded a goal yet this season. Why would you be dropping them? After, what, you saw him play, one match? How many players played against BL last season and didn't score? Including Haaland, including Thiago. Rodon's been awful. Says who? He was fantastic in the last 2 games. I completely disagree with you, mate. I know there's a couple of people who've got a bit of an agenda against Rodon this summer, but I haven't seen anything that suggests Joe Rodon's been awful. In fact, I've seen people singing his praises, one of the best players in the pitch last week. Yeah, I don't get that. Agree to disagree. I don't get it. We always leave ourselves wide open in the wing departments, which means the back 3. Bogle has it now and can't go backwards with it. So he's going to go left foot forward, and he does hooks it towards Calvert-Lewin, chests it down. Collins pushes in the back, free kick Leeds. So finally Leeds get a free kick in the attack. Well, on the halfway line. Dominic Calvert-Lewin finally gets something. Jared says, Rodon literally been on his back more than upright this game. Yeah, but he's getting fouled, mate. He's not doing nothing wrong. He hasn't misplaced the pass. Yeah, he's had 2 tackles where he's missed, but so what? Everyone does that. Alvedi got nutmegged by Chris Wood last week, and only for Joe Rodon he would have scored. So there's that as well. I mean, pretty selective comments, mate. Whipped in by Mahamovic, headed away. Ampadu, Stack flicks it over top. Again, Calvert-Lewin's offside again. Get out. Ampadu with a shot from distance, miles wide. Well wide. That just sat up and he had a go at it. Yeah, I agree with Agent Smith. I think Rodon is one of the first names on the team sheet. I think without him, we lose a huge amount. There's one content creator who picked out Joe Rodon this summer and started saying that he needed to be replaced. And since then, there's a lot of people have latched onto that comment. And I thought that comment was absolute bullshit. Thanks, Paul, for the update of the Celtic women's team. Very good. Very good. Ball it to the left-hand side now again. Richards is the only player in this game who seems off is DCL. And he was the same against Forest. He wasn't on it. I don't know. Shiny new tie syndrome, Brian. I completely agree. We've got a new player. He must be in the team. Who do we drop? Well, who's the oldest player in the team? Yeah, James Collins has been awful for Ireland. Awful. I know this won't happen this year, but we need an upgrade on DCL. Everyone loses the ball. Look, again, just players need time to settle into their rhythm. They're what? Second league game. First home game of the season. Like, you need to just let them settle in. Lewis Potter down Leeds right-hand side again. Again, he finds Thiago's gone white. Joe Rodon goes over to him. Back to Lewis Potter again. Bogle presses them. Played forward into Damsgaard space. Possibly offside. No flag. Gives it to Thiago. It's very wide. He's going to cross it and blocked by Ampadu. Out of play. Throw-in. 6 shots to them. 1 to Leeds. Hoping this is Brighton. And then we're off and they're getting nicked. Jim Gary says, I can see now why Farke said what he said about Ampadu shooting. Yeah. Andrew Clavin, kind of. Jared says, I use my own eyes and my own mind. I don't glaze the players over pre-season to each of their own. Alvedi's class. Oh, come here. I'm not disagreeing with Alvedi's class. I think he's brilliant. And I think it's fantastic that we've got 4 really good centre-halves that can all compete. Good luck to the first player that loses their place. Long throw in. Headed away by Rodon. Out of play. No, stays in play. If I was one of those 3 centre-backs, Jared, I would be worried about getting a suspension. I would be worried about getting injured because you're not getting back in. Coda goes down, free kick to Brentford. So yeah, I'm not disagreeing that he's not brilliant. I'm delighted we signed him. But I just don't think there's any reason to look to drop any of the 3 that are in there, considering they've played 2 games and not conceded. And Roland played in both those games. And I think Jack Gabriel has been fantastic for us. I think Mahamovic is a great signing. That part of the pitch is the one area, arguably, we have no issue with at all. It's great to see. It's fantastic. Yeah, Doug, I disagree that they're rolling slightly off his tackling again, given the one that he did against Chris Wood against Forest. That stops a ball from going in the back of the net. It's a massive tackle. DCL isolated again. Stack looks like he can't be arsed. Well, Stack was like this last week as well. Free kick to Brentford. Damsgaard and Janelt standing over it. There's a free player at the back post and Jaden Anthony. Janelt goes away from it. Damsgaard's going to fizz this towards goal. He does. Headed away by Joe Rodon. Comes out. Shots taken by Sangari. Blocked again. And Leeds come out with it. Brendan Aronson can't get the ball under control. Leeds have lost it straight away. Sangare. Anthony has a runner. Finds the runner. Pulls it back to Coyote, who goes wide. And it's a goal kick to Leeds. Massively being outplayed here. Can't keep the ball. Blogerbach the first shot. Headed back by Calvert-Lewin. Blocked by Rodon. Out of play. Yeah, I agree with Leeds 71. This is why Alvedi comes in. It's real competition back there. I know those players have to play well. And again, we don't have that competition in the final third. Wouldn't it be? And if we get to that, then we're all in a very good position. Leeds are coming down the left-hand side. Okafor needs to get there ahead of Coyote, and he does. No, Okafor kicks it against Coyote. He's on his own. He's completely isolated. Stack isn't going over to him, and he's had to go all the way back. Finds Ampadu, chests it backwards now to Yacobial. I mean, no support for Okafor at all going forward there. Bogle. Aronson gives him a run down the line. Bogle goes backwards with it. There's no movement off the ball. Ampadu around the corner looking for a run. There's no movement. Zero movement off the ball by Leeds. It's really poor. Nathan Ampadu's dad in the crowd. Kwame Ampadu, Irish. Did he play for Ireland, Kwame? I don't know if he did. He is Irish, though. Bogle. Bogle diagonal across the pitch. Is he going to make that? He will make that. Go on, Noah. Okafor does well to make it. Keeps it in. Has a run at Coyote. Right foot crosses towards the back post. And there's no one at the back post. There's no one there again. Just keep it on the clock, guys. There's a couple of comments coming in there on Okafor's cross that were ahead of the actual cross being hit on what we're watching here. So just, again, if you can not comment on stuff that hasn't happened just yet, that would be great. Appreciate it. We're playing a back 10 at the moment. We are, Jared. We absolutely are. And we're not keeping it. When we do get the ball back, we're not getting out. There's no movement off the ball. We're so 8 foot today. I mean, Stack's been okay on the ball, but he's not moving off the ball. Long ball forward. Bogle will have to get to that. He gets something on it, and it jumps to Bogle again. He wins the second one, still Bogle. Lewis Potter gets across, fouls, and that's a free kick to Leeds. Chance for Leeds to finally get the ball in the penalty area. Yeah, we are in full defensive mode, Paul. And I suppose we're defending well, to be fair, but we're not keeping the ball well. So free kick to Leeds, chance to put it in the penalty area. Again, don't react to anything in the chat, please. That would be great. Yeah, I would agree with you, Derek. Anton Stack, free kick for Leeds. Well, it's going to be a cross ball towards the back post. You'd imagine the big lads are there at the back. And my stream is frozen. Thank you, Sky. Jesus Christ, Sky. Stack whips it in. Goes towards the back post and it's flicked away. Bounces off of Rodon's knees and it's cleared by Sade for Jaden Anthony. Counter attack now. Sade breaks forward. Anthony is there as well. Thiago getting forward. Options on the far side. Ball is there to Sade. They got 4/2. Ball across. Rodon with a great tackle. Sorry, not Rodon. Stack with a great tackle. And it goes out of play because he needed to make that tackle. If he doesn't, Jaden Anthony's in the back post and has a tap in. Big tackle from Anton Stack there. Does really well to recover. But another corner for Brentford. Yeah, crowd is dead, Andrew, but it's understandable. They're not exactly been given anything to cheer for right now, have they? Great interception. We've got to give the crowd something to cheer for. The players have got to start getting on the ball and keeping it. It's way too defensive, yeah. No, I don't think we're playing for a 0-0, but I think we'll take one. In swinging corner by Brentford's low. Headed away by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That'll go out and play for a throw-in and likely another long one. Jared says, Okafor so lazy off the ball. Does nothing. Look at his effort on that corner. DCL is struggling to win his headers when it's knocked forward and frustrating at the moment. Yeah, I think across the board, there's just a lack of movement off the ball by all of them. I mean, one of the reasons Aronson's in there is just tracking back and he hasn't been doing a huge amount either. So, yeah, look, it's not great. Let's see how it goes. Potter back into the penalty area again. Bogle heads it clear. Only as far as Anthony takes a touch. Aronson gets there to close him down. Does with Ethan Ampadu. Aronson gets fouled. Free kick Leeds. Good work, Brendan. And a yellow card for Brentford of all teams, considering how this has started. And I like Okafor, but look, your attacking players are your more luxury, or should be your more luxury players. You need to be able to give them space to run and do that stuff. Like, I'd rather they have the energy in the tank to run in the final third and do the sprints rather than having to run back all the time. But you've got to rely on everybody else to do that job then. Jaden Anthony looks up for this game. You'd imagine he should be, yeah. Long ball forward. Bogle heads it infield. Nobody. And they come out with it. Bogle needs to try and get this back off Janelt, and he won't. Click forward. But Bial gets there first. Ampadu leaves it short. And Brentford have it back again. And this time it's Bial step in and win it back. It's sloppy Leeds players having a pop at each other. Shadi chests it down. Aronson steps across. Ampadu, lovely pass to Bogle, who goes across the field backwards to Muharmovic, who goes all the way back to James Trafford and goal. Steady. Steady. Fine. Their manager hates Leeds. He does. But we hate him. Harrison starts the shocking half so far. No composure. It's still really early season stuff, isn't it? The crispness isn't there on the ball yet. Bial. Calvert-Lewin doesn't win the header. Goes all the way through to Keller. If you are watching and you haven't stuck a like on the stream, if you'd like to stick a like on the stream, that would be massively appreciated. That was spot on. String three passes together. Not at the moment. Potter infield again. Potter's had a lot of space. Sangari out to the right hand side now. Michael Coyote on the ball. Checks infield. Gives it back to Sangari. Plays the ball over to the left hand side to Damsgaard. Aronson with him. Aronson does really well. Nicks it off. Well done, Brendan Aronson. And now he has to break. But there's no one else running forward bar Calvert-Lewin. Just two of them. Calvert-Lewin turns around. There's still no support. Still no support. There it is finally. Ampadu on the halfway line. We're very slow to get out. Ampadu brings it forward for Leeds. Over to the left-hand side to now Okafor. James Justin's gone beyond him. He's got Anton Stack behind him. He takes on Coyote. Crosses it on his left foot. Headed away by Collins. Or Ayer, sorry. And Anthony gets around Stack and brings it away. And now Thiago with a counter-attack. Shadi infield. Muharmovic gets over, tells Biel to drop off. Lovely ball forward. But Joe Rodon snips across. Shadi and puts it out. Playing. He's grabbed his hamstring. Joe Rodon has just grabbed his hamstring. So, Jared, you might be getting what you want. Joe Rodon's gone down. That's him done. This is what we were saying. But it's great that we've got a Nico Elvedi to come in there now and do that job. But that's a problem now for going forward because you're not going to get those runs forward now. Yeah, that's his hamstring gone. But that's the concern about a centre half when you're asking him to do those runs forward. Block Patrick Craven for my sanity and personal happiness. Yeah, I bet he's getting ready to come on. Yeah, Jared, just keep an eye on the clock there, mate, will you? You're just slightly ahead of us. Yeah, I bet he'll come on. And this is the thing now. If this is only a niggle or something not serious for Rodon, it's going to be actually tough for him to get back in. Which is good, in a way. Never like to see anybody injured, but we did talk about this last week that there's that potential. Asking Joe Rodon to make those overlapping runs forward, there is always a chance that he's going to tweak a hamstring. Why do we always gamble? I don't know, mate. I don't know, Gav. Here comes Elvedi. Here's a thought on Brentford. They're starting quick to get the points on the board as they have European football. Look, yeah, it's a smart move. Need another centre back now, Jesus. Well, Farke said last week he felt that we needed another. This stream with Now TV is awful. Off goes Joe Rodon. I'm glad to see someone of the level of Elvedi be able to come on down and replace Joe. This is why we can't take so long on signings. Yeah, season started like small squad issues, another long season ahead. If this is us with no more additions, squad test too early for this. Or maybe it's the perfect timing. Coyote, long throw into the penalty area. Header one at the back post. And Bogle gets enough on it and it comes out to Jaden Anthony right in the corner flag, Leeds right hand side. Sorry, it's Sangari. Sorry, similar run. Cleared by Stack. Long forward, no one there though, and it'll go all the way through. Hey Connor, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Need to make you half time. Take a breather. Let's hope it's not too bad. Last thing we need is him out for a while. Chelsea 3 up. Wilson question. Yeah, dropped, mate. There's a goal for Chelsea there now coming through. Vetti in the building. Joe Pedro again. Good start to the season for him. He's breaking the curse of that number 9 jersey. Collins. Damsgaard. All Brentford so far in this game. Jared said, I hope he gets back soon. Need him for a long season. We do. We need everybody we can get, Jared. Martin Reaper said, look, a yard off it today, Leeds. At least a yard off it. Potter, good challenge by Ampadu. Sends it backwards. But to Nathan Collins, who was shifted out to the right-hand side to Damsgaard, who's dropped deep, and he plays that ball forward through the gap, looking for the run of Michael Coyote. Maharmovic just knocks him out of the way. And the ball's out of play for a Leeds goal kick. Good work by Maharmovic. Commentary team just saying that's why you need a deep squad, and Leeds don't have a deep squad. Kick out, goes long, up goes Calvert-Lewin, gets nothing on it, breaks through, Bogle misses it, headed forward, but picked up by Bogle, blocks it. Now Damsgaard clips the ball, blocked by Anthony, breaks, get to the ball, Dom. Calvert-Lewin's just hemming and hawing about what he's doing. Stack gets it back. James Justin bursts forward, down Leeds left-hand side. Noah Okafor now, only Calvert-Lewin in the penalty area. Okafor comes in field. Clips towards Calvert-Lewin, who misses the ball. It goes out of play just over the top of his head. Great ball in by Okafor. You want Bogle getting in behind him. Oh, he's that much off the top of that one, but it's better by Leeds. Avedi B on Taz, that's a pretty strong back three. It is, yeah. The Leeds know Lewis Potter said he's had way too much space. Kelleher clears it. We're getting steamrolled with Brentford so far, yeah, but still 0-0. Brighton got a goal back. Thiago. He's just drop off. Gives the ball to Damsgaard. Plays it through for Thiago now down the left-hand side. Maharmovic pushes him out. Passes that wide to Coyote. Back to Damsgaard. Plays it in field towards Thiago. Little light ball off. Lovely work with Brendan Aronson to clear that. Aronson read the run and got there first. We're letting them come forward and we're letting their defenders get involved in the attack now as well. John says Pirro has left DCL and his trampoline boots. Jer, who would you bring on at half time to change this? I don't know. Maybe Tanaka. Maybe Wilson. I don't know. It's hard to judge the front players. We're not getting the ball to them. Calvert-Lewin chested up in the air. Gives it back to Elvedi down the line. Bogle. Blocked. Took too long. Ampadu. Elvedi. He's going to have to go down the right-hand side. Loses it now. And Damsgaard has it. He's got to get back Elvedi. Still Damsgaard. Blocked by Bogle. Elvedi tries to step in. Thiago does. But goes to Sade, who goes around the outside of Bial. And Kevin Sade is looking for the left foot, right foot. Still Sade. Goes back outside. Pulls it back. Cleared by Anton Stark, who does well defensively. Can't keep the ball. We've lost it again. They've got it straight back. Lewis Potter. Over to the left-hand side to Damsgaard, who's everywhere. Still Mikkel Damsgaard. Into the penalty area. Goes past three players. Bogle eventually kicks the ball against them and smashes it down the line to nobody. We're just giving the ball away. Yeah, Gavin Elvedi is not the same player as Rodon, so they won't look for him ideally to go down that 63% possession, by the way, to Brentford. Anton Stack clears the ball down the left-hand side to Noah Okafor. Up against Michael Coyote, has to go backwards, comes in field, drops it. He's getting a short pull there, but still Okafor. He's trying to get away from Coyote, gives it to Ampadu, who goes back to Maharmovic. He gives it back to Ampadu. Look, I think there's always two ways to look at a game. The attacking side of it and the defensive side of it. Defensively, we're good. Footballing-wise and attacking, not so good. Bial clips it forward. Oh, God. Lost it, giving it away again. For kicking it. Sangare plays the ball forward. Lovely ball forward for Jaden Anthony. Get over to him, James. Pull back across the penalty area. Shadi gets ahead to it. Heads it back across the goal. Chest it down. Damsgaard has it now. Get out to him. Sangari with the shot blocked by Leeds. And Lewis Potter crosses it in. Goal. Been coming. Kevin Shada scores for Brentford. It's been coming. Leeds are nowhere near the level of this game. Can't keep the ball. Can't hold it up. Offering nothing from an attacking perspective. And Kevin Shada scores. Poor. Anthony Cross. Shada heads the first one. Comes out to the wide area. Potter crosses it. And he just gets there ahead of Beal on side of his foot. It's a lovely finish, to be fair. It's a little flick around the corner. And it goes into the top corner. No chance for the keeper. They've been impressive. Leeds have been really poor. And now we're 1-0 down. And we've offered nothing from an attacking perspective. And by the way, back to the start of this, now Calvert-Lewin's just fell. And Calvert-Lewin's having a really poor game. Joe, I don't think Aaronson's having a horror show. He's made 3 or 4 really important tackles in the edge of our box. But from an attacking point of view, none of them are getting the ball to do anything with it. Yeah, Brentford are by a mile the better side. Something just seems off with our lads from early on. We weren't great the first game against Forest either. Like, we scored from a set piece, but there was a lot of question marks then. Calvert-Lewin wasn't holding the ball up. Stack wasn't involved in the game. They've got it back again. Anthony this time tries to clip it forward. Trafford, long throw out to James Justin. Lee's looking to get forward now. But again, there's 3 players running forward and none of the rest of them are. They're all just walking out from the back. No, he's not alone, Jared. Great shout. There's so many of them they're not getting the ball, and when they do get it, there's no support. So they're expecting to be able to do it on their own, being surrounded by Brentford players. We're not good in transitions. Trafford. Beal. Got it back again. This time it's Ampadu around the corner to Calvert-Lewin. Takes a touch. Turns. Flicks it away. Loses it again. Could have just passed that to Bogle. Could have just laid that off to Jayden Bogle. Tried to be clever and go back inside and lost the ball. We've been dominated here. Back to Caoimhin Kelleher. Over to Nathan Collins. I mean, we haven't tested their 2 backline. Ayer and Collins are not a great defensive pairing. But we haven't got at them. Over again to Collins. Takes a touch. I mean, if the hierarchy at the club don't think we need attacking reinforcements, looking at the first 2 league games of the season, they want to give their head a wobble. Sangare, again, gets away from Anton Stach easily there. Gives it to Lewis Potter. Goes down off the ball. Over to Shad on Leeds' right-hand side. Harry Wilson's going through a pretty intensive warm-up. Back to Damsgaard. Finding great treasure. IJ just finished work. You've not missed much, mate. You've been really poor. Could be worse. Lewis Potter. Shade. Back again to Lewis Potter, who again is in so much space. He's got to cross this in unopposed. Headed away by James Justin. Headed back by Collins. Damsgaard gets a touch on it, but no Leeds player near him. We're so far off it. Back heel by him, straight to one of his players. Damsgaard. Potter again. Janelt. Oh, yeah, Joe, yeah. At least they're giving themselves some time to do it. I know, right? They're just playing with us. Back heels in our third. Yeah. Thiago around the corner. Laid off Anthony with Coyote. Back to Coyote. Again, Leeds slow to get out to the ball. It goes all the way. They're just playing with us here, and we are not getting to them. They're just outplaying us. There's a battle between Thiago and Mahamovic. Thiago wins it. Bial gets across the front to Potter and puts it out of play. Their fullback was at our front post. Real lack of movement. Defending your right to safety, but this is the problem. No sign of a goal threat by Leeds at all. You'd hope so, Lee. You'd hope that this does shake us into getting our finger out and getting what we need in. But it's so obvious. It's been so obvious for over a year. In swinging corner now by Brentford. In it comes towards the back post. There's a free run by Thiago. Gets a head on it. That's a poor header. He was completely unmarked there. And he heads it wide. Chasing shadows, says H Pro. Yeah. Best way to actually label it. How's Thiago on the back post there from the corner? Completely free. And it's a poor header by him, actually. Ampadu gets to him late. 3 minutes of injury time. We're a minute and a bit in. We'll have a quick break at half time so I can go and punch a wall. Get it out of my system. Stream's gone again. Good job, Sky. Remember what a good game. This is going to be 10 minutes in. I know, yeah, we've just gone out of it since then. Little flicker on the corner by Aronson. Finds Stack. Cross the ball into Bogle at the back post. Can't get to that, but lets it run across him and Leeds to pick it up again. Chance to Leeds to do something now in the last couple of minutes. Alvedi takes a touch, passes it infield. Ampadu goes backwards with the ball. Oh, come on. And then we let Brentford press us. Ampadu again. Don't go back with the ball, Ethan. Doesn't. Goes forward. Stack clips it up in the air. Gives it away. Needs to get it back. And Ethan Ampadu in the defensive area. Clears it diagonally across the park. Looking for the runners. Jaden Bogle. Great ball. Bogle, heavy touch. Loses it. Lewis Potter. Shade. Over the top. Leeds not tracking runners again. Ampadu's done a huge amount of running to get to that. And again, no one else running off the ball. Nobody else made an attempt to get to that. Ampadu runs 25 yards to make that. And players that are 5 yards away from the ball make no effort to go to the football. Kenny, I think you're dead right. We need a midfielder who can control the game. We need a ball-playing midfielder and we don't have one. Stop, Andrew. This is a player decision. Daniel Farke picks a team, but he can't run for them. You know, and if a player's not willing to run 5 yards, you can't blame the manager for that. That's the player. Right, there's half time. I think we all need a break from that. Let's see where we go in the second half. Okay, all what we'll do is take a quick 5-minute break and we'll be back and we'll go through the stats and we'll have a chat about that first half and we'll see where we are. But I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Hello again. How are we doing? Did we enjoy the break? We didn't, by the looks of things. Negativity is mad. I don't think it's mad. It's been a really poor half by Leeds for the home side. I think we've been really poor. I think you can actually talk about football and be honest about what you're looking at rather than putting rose tinted glasses on it and trying to make out that it's better than it is. It's been poor. What I will say though is there's two sides in this, and we've got to talk about what Brentford have brought to the table here. Brentford are incredibly well organised. There is a definite way that they're playing. It's all down Leeds right hand side, their left hand side. They're looking to try and make sure they get Lewis Potter into the game as much as they can. He's not being marked, so he's free. When he does get the ball down the line, what's happening then is you've got one of the centre backs. It was Rodon, it's now Elvede, who has to come out and press him. That's freeing up space in the middle then for the likes of Damsgaard to run into, Sade to run into and get space there. So there's a knock-on impact of not tracking one player all of a sudden, and you can see that they know that's working. In fact, to the point where you've now started to see Thiago, who hasn't been getting a huge amount, and we've done a really good job to keep him quiet. He's now starting to drift out into that their left-hand side, our right-hand side again, to try and get involved in the game because there's space there. Jade Bogle's not doing a great job of necessarily tracking players either. They're getting plenty of space, but it's not just those two. When they recycle the ball back into the middle of the park, there isn't the Leeds player close enough to a Brentford player to try and nick the ball off them. Leeds are sitting on the edge of the 18-yard line. So when they do get the ball, they've got plenty of space to pick the pass or to open the game out, try and pick out Jaden Anthony on the far side, or Michael Coyote overlapping is getting plenty of it as well. So it's both sides of the park, but it all comes from Leeds' base position. Like Leeds are not getting out from that 18-yard line. And when Leeds do clear the ball, that's your opportunity to get out and get up the pitch. And you've seen Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Brendan Aronson, and Noah Okafor sprinting out to try and get a counter-attack. But if you don't watch the ball and watch everybody else, the back line and the midfield are walking out. So when Leeds don't keep the ball, it goes straight back into space, where in transition, Brentford have dropped straight back in quickly, are picking up the ball in acres of space, and it goes again. And repeat. What Leeds need to do is get out quickly. So when they do win the ball, we can press them in their half, nick the ball off them, and we've got bodies around the ball then to try and get forward. And we're not doing that. You know, they're moving the ball incredibly quickly. There's plenty of players moving off the ball, interchanging the positions, you know, overlapping, dropping off, constantly looking for the ball. When Leeds get it, then what you're getting is it'll go into Dominic Calvert-Lewin's feet and he'll look up for support and there's nobody there. And then they'll swarm in, two or three of them, nick the ball off them, and they'll break. And that's the issue. We were not winning second balls. Farke did speak about it in the pre-match where he said getting the second ball is going to be very important in this game. And we haven't won the second ball. And the reason we haven't won the second ball is man for man across the entire pitch. And the goal is another example of it from the defender's perspective. We're not close enough to them. We're too far behind them. Too far off. And it's not a hard fix. That's the positive here, is that this is not a massively difficult fix if Leeds can get it right. Just get closer to your men. When we clear the ball, get out quickly. Set yourself up, but set yourself up when the ball is in their half of the pitch and do things faster. We're back to tempo again. I don't think he'll make any changes. I think he'll give them 5 minutes to sort it out. Most managers would be, oh no, he's making changes. Harry Wilson's on. Probably should have started him, let's be honest about it. He's a threat, isn't he? I guarantee he's taking Okafor off. No, he hasn't. Well, colour me blind. Because... And Tanak is also on. Big hug from Willie Nanto. So he's identified it. That's good. Like outside of Anton Stach's goal, he hasn't been great in the first 2 games. Aronson off for Wilson. It gives us 2 more attacking wide players. And I would imagine it's Stack going off. No, it's Bial going off. For Tanaka. Why? How? Are we going to a 4? Oh, God. We're going to a 4, aren't we? He's been waiting on this. We'll see if it works. Better. Oh, man. That makes me nervous. We're underway. 1, 2. There we go. Back underway. Yeah, it's a back 4, which I don't love, but we'll see if he's got better players in there now with Elvede in there. Shame for Yakubiel. Tanaka Kicks the ball against Stack. Leeds are going for the extra man in the middle of the park, which you guys were calling for. Oh, Tanaka hits into Thiago. Good work by Tanaka to win it back. Elvede now. Bogle. Back to Elvede. All the way across to Maharmovic. Very different looking back two now for Leeds. So 4-5-1, yeah, or 4-4-1-1, or oh God, who knows? As Okafor seems to be playing central. There's a tackle off the ball there. Ref hasn't given it, and I took his time with that, but eventually he gives the free kick to Leeds. Those mini fridges are making what to get Red Bull. Yeah, that's exactly what's in those Red Bull. Yeah. I agree with you, Eric, on the lack of a defender, but I think at this point Leeds need to go for it. Let's see how we get on with this. Elvede, sorry. Takes the ball into the halfway line. Big diagonal ball across to the left-hand side to James Justin in acres of space. Leeds have got plenty of bodies in the box. Crossed in by James Justin towards that back post, headed clear. And Maharmovic heads it forward, but it's headed forward for Thiago, and Elvede will have to get there. And he hooks it all the way back to James Trafford. It's a little short. Trafford goes straight back out, and calm as you like. Elvede infield to Maharmovic, out to James Justin. Lovely by Leeds there. And down the line by James. And it will all the way, James Justin, sorry, all the way through to Collins. Ayer over to Collins. Leeds not pressing necessarily too fast. So Elvede, Stack's gone into a kind of a 10. Along with Okafor. It's hard to make out, actually. Ball played into the feet of Sangare. Back to Ayer. Press him now, Noah. Press him. Press him. Cleared by Ayer. Long down the park, straight to a Leeds player, to out Tanaka. Gives it to James Justin. Has a little look up. Okafor has bodies in and around him now. Has to get past these two. Crosses that ball and all the way across, looking for Bogle on the far side. Headed away by Shade. Ampadu chested towards Wilson, but they can't win that. Stack gets a toe on it, but Shade breaks away, and Thiago gets to run. So does Jaden Anthony. He's in acres of space. James Justin has to make up the ground. And Leeds win it back. Good work by Tariq Muharmovic. Back to Elvede, to Ampadu, over to the right side to Bogle. Good stuff by Leeds. Jared, 100% nailed on. It's an old school Farke formation. It is his preferred formation when he has the players to play it. Double pivot. Hasn't always had the players to play it, though. It does tend to always mean Leeds will play slowly, though. Hopefully that's not the case. Maharmovic to Elvede. And you'll see a lot of centre backs having the ball. Wilson back to Elvede, into Wilson's feet again. He turns around, has a little look up. Leeds not getting out of their own half. This is the problem with that system. This is very typical of Farke. Leeds have lost it here now, won it back. Is that there's not a lot of movement off the ball. And it can be a lot of centre halves. But Leeds have got a throw, and we'll see how it goes. Okafor. We have to give credit to Farke for trying something different. 100%, James. Absolutely. He's been proactive here, and that's all we want to see. Justin. Okafor. Back to Justin. Heavy touch over his head. Tanaka on his own. Flicks it in field for Calvert-Lewin. Is still behind players somehow all the time. Damsgaard. Anthony plays it through for Thiago, but Elvede gets there and cleans it up, and plays it away. Yeah, they're just saying it there. Brentford are one half decent pass away from being clean through on goal. Chris saying that goal was terrible defending. Chris, I hope that's a goal that hasn't happened yet. Stack. Backwards. Elvede. Into the feet. Bogle. He's going to cross that ball deep towards the back post. It's cleared away by Coyote as far as Okafor on his right foot. Okafor shoots. Headed away by Ayer up in the air. Damsgaard. Tanaka heads it in field. Break now for Brentford, but Elvede gets across, wins the ball, gives it to Jaden Bogle. Jaden Bogle. Back to Harry Wilson. Looks up on his left foot. Whips it into the box low though, and it's cleared easily. But only as far as Tariq, which is good. This is good by Leeds. Bit of pressure. Wilson moves it out to the left, or right hand side, to Jaden Bogle. Looks up again. Touches it out of his feet. That's okay, Chris. No problem, pal. Wilson. Squares it. Maharmovic looks up. Gonna go left again. No, he goes back to his right. Toe pokes it into Ampadu. Rolls it around the outside to Jaden Bogle. His touch. Whipped into the penalty area. Calvert-Lewin won't get to that and cleared away by Michael Coyote. Leeds corner. Better by Leeds. Corner kick. Need to keep an eye on counter attacks, though. We have got a less man there, so it is something to be watched. Stack whips it into the penalty area. Not a bad ball in. Headed up in the air by Brentford players. That'll be another corner for Leeds. Mike Cat said it was a game 2 halves. Yeah, well, Leeds are generally a better side in the second half, aren't we? Wilson needs to give Bogle the overlap instead of staying deep. Yeah, he needs to come in field. Let him have that space. Stack whips it towards the back stick. Punched away by Kelleher. Only as far as Okafor. He won't get a volley on that. Neda got a counter attack here. It's Sangari. Gets away from Bogle. Looks up, looking for the pass, and it's blocked. Good work by Jaden Bogle. Second time round. And Leeds win it back. Tanaka. Ampadu. Paul saying Brentford used up a lot of energy. But we know from Bielsa with us that they're trained for that. So they should still have plenty in the tank. Let's see. Stack. Oh, Leeds giving it away. Sangari to Thiago, and Tariq gets across. Good tackle by him and out of play for Brentford. Throw in. Are the Bears saying take a draw right now? Probably would as well. Better by Leeds though. More physical. Throw-in's taken. Ayer. Janelt. Collins inside Leeds half. Over to the left hand side, and that's a good read well by Harry Wilson. Cuts it out. And then loses possession. He overhit that. The ball was out of play. The ref says no. Play on. Shadi looks for the run of Janelt. Across goes Tariq again. And he's reading it really well. Flicked on the corner by Stack. Gives it away. Didn't even see a player there. Just kicked it and gave it away. Ampadu wins it back. Sangari gets it to Janelt. Back to Sangari. Over to the right hand side. It's a poor ball by Sangari. Leeds will get the throw in. Starting to edge the way back into it. Is Stack playing as a 10? I don't know. It's hard to tell. We are more on it, Mike. We are. James Joseph with the throw in. Celtic women 2-0 at halftime. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it, pal. Throw-in's taken, headed back. Tanaka putting pressure on Sangari. Damsgaard, little roll in the corner, hit by James Justin. Tanaka steps in. He wins it back and plays it infield to Okafor. Checks back inside. A lot of space there, and James Justin does well. Kicks it around the corner and clears it. Ball went out of play. It'll be a throw in to Brentford. But yeah, more on it, Leeds. Coyote with the throw in. Short this time. Sangari gets plenty of the ball. Sangari. And Coyote gets forced all the way back by Tanaka to Queevy and Kelleher. Why does it take us to go behind before he pulled the finger out? It's a great question. Collins. I think it's just an acknowledgement of, look, we tried to set up a certain way and it didn't go to plan. Change it. Plan B. If this performance doesn't say to the board... Yeah, I completely agree with you, Paul. It should be an alarm belt. First 8 minutes already proven Aronson bench declaration. Best getting onto one for Bogle. And we win this. Put Dan James even on for Bogle. DJ was excellent at the right-hand side. Wing-back position against Forest in the Cup. And I think that's definitely an option for him. Squared infield. Ayer comes across the halfway line. Looks for the run. The right-hand side for Michael Coyote. And you'll find him. Okafor has to track that run, and he does. Coyote will cross it, though. Gets that cross in. Headed away by Elvedi. Taken down by Sangari, who just picks up some great pockets of space. Sangari. Glasgow women beat Spartan 7-0. Wow. Still slow to close down. I agree with you, Anthony. Yeah. Wacko kicks off in the stadium. That's a bit early for that. It's usually a sign of something. Christoph Ayer. Nathan Collins just slows it right down, which is what Leeds weren't doing when we didn't have possession in the first half. And they're obviously identifying we didn't have a lot of the balls. Let's kill it a bit. Slow this down. And they come forward. Christoph Ayer into the field. Oh, easy turn. Shot taken. Blocked. James Justin losing Jaden Anthony there. Letting him come infield and not tracking the run. Gets between the two of them and they get into a pocket of space. James Justin gets pulled. But the shot is blocked by Muharmovic and goes out of play. So much space between our lines. There really is. Plan B should be been earlier than half time though, Jip. Well, you know, if it works, you don't do it. Like, but yeah. Long throw in territory. Mayor, it's a joke with me and Paul. Long throw in. Headed up the front post. Flicked it on again. Headed away by Alvedi to Kyoto, who dinks it back in. Hits off of Calvert-Lewin, goes out of play. One sub left. Make it wise. Then he's got 3 subs left. You get 5 subs, John. What a difference a right create. Oh, absolutely, Paul. Oh, Pat, sorry. Pat the Bear, not Paul the Bear. So another chance for Brentford to put the ball in the box. Yeah, we only made 2 changes, yeah. Farke looking sharp at the back. Great passes. Brilliant tackles, yeah. Janelt. And it comes towards the back post. Deep one header at the back post is one. Okafor needs to get to that. He does, and Damsgaard with a really poor header over the crossbar. It was a big chance for him there. Easy, Paul. Does a very not count? Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's 3 made. Yeah, 3. He's got 2 left. Apologies, John. You counted. We forgot about Alvedi. Yeah, 2 made at half time. Alvedi made in the first half. He's got 1 more changing opportunity, though, to make 2 changes. Trafford gives the ball to Tariq on the left-hand side. Into James Justin. Passes it into Tanaka. Here's a run forward. Plays it forward. Gives it away. Okafor wins it back, though. Gives it into the field to Stack. Over to the right-hand side now for Harry Wilson. Chance for Leeds to attack Wilson. He's got Bogle on the outside of him. If he waits for it, there it is. There's the overlap. Gives it to Bogle. Heavy touch. It's gone out of play. Oh, poor touch. He's not being great today, Jaden Bogle. Oh, it's a really poor touch. It's stuck under his feet. Yeah, it's not a great pass either. Underneath him. Kick out's taken. Does it count when it because of it? Yes, it does, unless it's a head injury and concussion sub. Go work by Alvedi there. Wins the ball back off Shadi. Okafor lays it back for Tanaka. Bogle, man. Yeah. James Justin, not a great pass back to James Trafford. Puts him under pressure there, and he does. Gets his shot kick away, but it's blocked by Thiago. And it's out for Leeds. Tron wasn't a great pass back. Passing's just not been great today. James Bogle, Dan James Bogle. Yeah, I would. I think it's a likely one you're going to see. Yeah, Nels forced backwards by Tanaka. Good work by out. All the way back to Queven Keller. Over to Christoph Ayer now. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been a passenger again in this game. And it's cleared. Paul says, think Conrad Harder is off the table. I don't think he ever was on the table. When you look at what Daniel Farke said about he's happy with his physical strikers but wants a different profile, Conrad Harder is exactly the same profile we've already got. So, yeah, I'm not sure he was on the table. Gabby, I don't think he'll risk Gabby unless he has to. But yeah, you might see 2 fullbacks change. Wouldn't be against Lucas Mecha coming on for a goal because Calvert-Lewin's not holding the ball up, so why not make that change as well? Why do our backs not block the players' run? Yeah, it's a good point as well, Anthony. Block runs, track runs. Alvedi sent backwards. Brentford getting back into this now. Trafford on his left foot around the corner. Lovely pass to Justin, who leaves it short. And they have it back again. Yeah, we're causing our own problems. Thiago infield. Damsgaard. Anthony's offside. Can't pass it to him. Pushes it backwards. Sangare over to the right. Thiago again goes back infield. Sangare clips that ball across the left-hand side. Very quick movement there. Potter on his right foot now. He's going to whip this in. He does. Headed by Bogle. Sangare and Tanaka go for it. Sangare wins it. Ampadu flicks his head backwards towards James Trafford, who takes his time and kills it a bit. Bogle into the feet of James. Harry Wilson. Bit of space now, Wilson. Has a little look up. Tanaka wants it, gets it. Here's a little look up. Back to Wilson, now facing the right way. Back to Tanaka again. Tariq's in space on the left-hand side, wants it. He's not going to get it, but Alvedi will. He'll find him, surely, will he? No, goes back to the keeper. JJ struggling. Like I've never seen. Yeah, his passing's all over the place. And that's been put out of play by Tanaka this time. Another poor ball. They're making changes now. Off goes Jaden Anthony. Watara comes on. Duncan's waffling on the Leeds depth. What depth? Headed up in the air by Maharmovic. Like we're net 2 players than we had last year. 2 less players. Damsgaard. Good work by Tanaka to get back in there. Well done. Bogle on his heels, but gets enough on it to poke it away to Stack, who loses it. He gets a free kick there. But again, there's just this little bit of uncertainty about what they're doing with the ball. Caught in possession, not passing it well enough, passing it underneath people's feet or behind them. Mohamed checks in field, gets away from 1, gets away from 2, and lays it out to Ethan Abbott, who clips the ball up in the air towards Calvert-Lewin, who won't win that off air, and it's headed back to the goalkeeper by Coyote. I think Tanaka's fine. I don't think anyone's overrated. I think what Tanaka brings to the team is usually a bit more intensity, but he has his weaknesses. He can get caught in possession. He usually gets caught trying to turn the wrong way, but he brings some other bits to the game. And every player out there has an area that they're not great at. Justin, Calvert-Lewin tries to lay off at Tanaka and doesn't. It's a poor layoff again as well, but Leeds still have it. Wilson's going to hit it from distance. It gets blocked. Calvert-Lewin has to win this header. He does, flicks it on Tanaka now, edge of the penalty area. Back. Justin loses it. I think we're talking about taking James Justin off at this point. He's not been great. Neither has Bogle. 2 fullbacks haven't been great. Brighton back to 3-2. Forza, thanks for that. Alfede. But we look far more settled defensively. Wilson looking to get involved in this. Good stuff by him. Back to Tanaka, very good. Tanaka can play, simply lose. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he goes back to Trevor. Tanaka's doing the one thing that Aronson was doing in the first half, and that isn't happening. That's both of them are shouting at the players to start moving. Like, no one's moving off the ball. Like, we're not even actively pressing. We're just setting up in a kind of a block and holding. It's very early in the season, but like, we need to be better. Like, the passing's got to be crisper. It's got to be more accurate. The decision making, fine, that'll come after a couple of games, but this is why we need a 10. Yeah, arguably a ball playing 8 as well. Sorry, and a different type of striker, because it's not working today with DCL. Currently, it might change. Maharmovic, who's going to get caught in possession there, plays it into the feet of Stack, who lays it off to Alvede. Bogle. He comes in field. Clips it across the park for Justin in space now. Okafor's giving them run ahead. Comes onto his right foot, Justin. He's going to have a shot from distance. Oh, it's just wide. Kelleher with a really good set. That was sneaking in the near post. Leeds' first real chance on goal. Better. Stack is still on yet. Better take the corner kick now. Yeah, DCL needs a 10, Graham. That's a great show. He does. Something to find him. Stack puts it to the penalty area. Up they get in the middle. It's headed clear, though, by Collins. And we'll go out for a Leeds United throw. And will Ampadu have a shot at this? I mean, imagine he should. No. Leeds calling this match has been called back to the bench by the looks of things. Come on, Leeds, come on. If we get anything from this game, we staggered but overjoyed. Agree, James. We can steal this, Mike. It's still only 1-0. Of course we can. Goal in the next 10 minutes or so gives us time. I knew what you meant, mate. I wasn't going to correct your grammar. I got you. Longstaff for Stack. If we get anything, it'll be a set piece. That's likely as well. So do you keep Stack on for that? These are the decisions. Like, no movement off the ball still. Ampadu eventually does decide to move. Gets the ball. Wilson now. Cavalion's offside again. That's squared all the way across the park for James Justin. Tanaka in the penalty area. Crossed in. That's hit by Coyote's arm. Was there a shout for a penalty? His arm was down by his side, but he leans in. And they come away with the ball now. Atara down Leeds left hand side, sorry, their right hand side, up against Tariq Mahamovic now. He's already gotten past Ampadu. Atara out into space for Kevin Shade. Tucks in his right foot, pass, ball goes down. It's a dive. It should be a yellow card for diving. Good afternoon, Dr. Cox. Okafor goes down, Leeds free kick. I mean, Leeds want the check. Shade takes it back in field, and Bogle does. I mean, that's a penalty. Referee says it's not a touch, but Bogle has stood on his foot and he's gone down. No penalty, even though it was checked, but last year that would have been a penalty. And then they're looking at the Leeds one on the other end of the park. No, his hand's away. No, he pulls his hand away from his body. No handball. I think we got away with one there. Yeah, I think the referee does give that as a penalty. VAR leaves it alone. There's definitely contact. I think we got away with it. There is contact, yeah, but they're just saying here, was there enough contact from Shadi? Takes his time to go down. Anton's been poor. Bogle's been poor. James Justin's not been great. Calvert-Lewin's been poor. There's so many lovely ball on the outside for Calvert-Lewin to run after. Now he won't get there before Christoph Ayer beats him for pace and puts it out of play. Sure, there should have been one. Yeah. I think if we see a Leeds player go down the penalty area with that kind of a tackle, I think we're screaming for a penalty. I think it's a penalty. Leeds making a change. On comes Lucas Mecha. 2 changes. Dan James coming on for Bogle. Yeah, I thought that would happen. Okafor off, Mecha on. So 2 up top, which I'm not against. So James will go to the right. Wilson will go to the left in. Or will Mecha just play off the left-hand side? Farke has had him play off the left-hand side before. Change for them as well. Damsgaard. I'm glad Damsgaard is going off because I think he's been good for them. And Yarmulke comes on. Marstein 2-1 to Leeds. I said 1-0 Leeds. My prediction is dead. Long throw for Leeds. Ethan Ampadu. In it comes. Hurls into the penalty area. It doesn't get to Leeds player. Drops to Dan James. Left foot. Slips as he hits it, but it's pinging around. And it's hooked away by Atara. Out of play for another Leeds throw in a dangerous position. Flashcar's Bogle down as 7 as a top performer. They're all algorithms based on touches. I wouldn't worry about those ones. Not a great game. Is James our new fullback depth? Probably. I mean, plays there for Wales and he does a good job for Wales there. Ampadu, long throw this time in. Flicked on the back post, towards the back post. Shade gets there first, but James gets across. There's the pace. Gets it all the way back to James. Trafford will go again. Leeds View's on 30 minutes. That'll be a great watch, won't it, Paul? Needed to make the changes. And they've all been made now. He's got 4 of his 5 made now. All done. Otaro, left hand side. Leeds left. Tanaka gets over. Beats Tanaka. Shoots. Blocked by James Justin. Had his arm up in the air there. He's lucky. Gavin James saying that was definitely a penalty. If you could bring in an attacker, who would you bring in? I would have brought in Spurtson, but he's got to Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't say no to Peugeot. I'd like Pavel Schultz. I think they're good options, but I don't think they're going to go for them. But they need to. Jesus, they need to. There's so little going forward. Leeds women 3-0 up. Thank you, Rob there. Appreciate that, mate. In it comes from Coyote. Long throw. Headed up in the air. Headed away by Tanaka. Volley by Sangari. Calvert-Lewin gets it away, and the referee says, get up. These sales having the shocker. He's not having a great game, Anto, but you know what? It takes 2 seconds to score a goal. A lot can be forgiven. Look at Anton Stack last week. Got goal scorers on the pitch at least. This is a hard watch. Might be watching the women or the under 21s. Stack just hasn't seemed fit. Looks so lethargic and sloppy in possession. Yeah, Sunderland 1-0 up. Ball in field. Janelt plays it down the left hand side. Leeds right hand side. Let's play back inside for Janelt again, who carries on his run. Finds Sangari in space. Plays it into the feet of Yarmolic. Plays it again. That he's just ran the full length of the park unchecked by a Leeds player. Out to Coyote. He's going to cross this in. He does cross it in. And it's flicked on, but it's not going to cause any problems. But Leeds let Lewis Potter run the entire middle of the park there, and nobody tracked that run or engaged them. Leeds have lost it straight away. Yarmolic over to Leeds right hand side. Back into Yarmolic. He looks up. Sangari in field. He's got Coyote on his right hand side. Coyote in central area. Gonna checks the shoe. Shoots this time, it's miles over, but the first one was checked on. And Anton Stack was done. That did take a deflection, so corner kick to Brentford. But yeah, Lewis Potter let run through the middle of the pitch there with no one tracking him, and that's dangerous. Chelsea 3-2 against Brighton, yeah. Elvedi and Ampadu did enough to put off Thiago, and Wilson dealt with the second ball. Good tracking by Harry Wilson. So in swinging corner to be taken by Brentford. What are we on? 71 minutes now. And it comes. In on top. Back post. Good header by Anton Stack away. Takes it away from Ouattara. He'll pick up the second ball. Chest it down. But Stack gets in front of him. Still Stack. He steps on the ball and loses it. Coyote dinks it across. Leeds are just causing their own problems. Ball's cleared. Headed back in. Again, Brentford win it back. Now it's a quick clearance. Metch around the corner. Finds Dan James in loads of space. Go on, DJ. Get away from him. Still Dan James. Potter gets back. He's had to go wide. He's got two options. Dinks it. Oh, it's gone wide. Ball was played behind him from Metch, but there wasn't a huge amount that Metch could do about that. It was just a case of getting a touch. And he just pokes it around the corner. And James just can't get it. And then Lewis Potter comes down, so he has to go on the outside, looks up, and then tries to dink the keeper. I think it's probably well wide, but it's kind of a half-cross shot. But great work from Lucas Metch to get around there. No, I don't think his legs have gone, mate. I think the first touch was under his feet, and he can't get into his stride, and Potter gets around the back of him. You put that ball in front of him, watch him. No issue. Elvedi clears it. Stack rolls it to the left-hand side. James Justin comes forward now. Metch is giving him a run. It will be to Metch. Takes in his feet, tries to roll around. Ayer, who takes him down. Has to be a free kick for Leeds and a yellow card. Yeah, yellow card for Christoph Ayer. And good work by Lucas Metch. Yeah, James, I mean, he should have done better. I mean, he could have waited for Wilson to go around the outside and give it to him or put it across for Metch, but he went for the ball. Anyway, is this Goodman on commentary? Of course it is. Leeds are playing. We have to endure him, don't we? So, in-swing free kick for Leeds. It's taken by Anton Stack. Stack whips it. In on top of Kelleher. Can he get across the front? They don't. Punched clear. And it goes to Thiago. Dan James goes to close him down. The ball is cleared and it goes straight out of play. Leeds throw-in. And Ethan Ampadu will take this quickly to Harry Wilson. Leads it back on it. Ayer laughed at that tackle on Metch. We go yellow card for it though. Play it across the park. Header one, but it's up in the air. Leeds fighting for this. Hits off Elvedi's back. Get over there, Nick. And now Brentford come away with it again. Thiago has a run at it, but Tanaka gets there first, wins the header towards Metch. Elvedi hyped the pitch over to DJ on the right side. Metch ahead of him. Metch gets it. Tanaka coming into the penalty area as well. Pulls it back. Cleared by Janelt, but Metch gets back on it again. Good work, Lucas Metch. Still Metch. Up against Collins. Plays it off Collins. And it's cleared only as far as DJ. Beats one. Tries to beat two. Doesn't. And Collins wins that one. Will likely clear it. And does. But it's low only as far as Nico Elvedi. Leeds still have it. Elvedi comes in field. Still Nico Elvedi. Go on, Nico. Square it to Wilson. Doesn't. Gets caught in possession. Thiago clears it now looking for the run. This is open. Ball forward. Taken down by Elvedi. Finds Calvert. Doesn't find Calvert-Lewin. Tries to find Calvert-Lewin. But Tanaka's going to win this back, is he? Fights for it. Step in, Nico. Nico Elvedi steps in. And he goes down. Leeds free kick. In a really good area. And another yellow card. This time it's Janelt who gets the yellow card. Leeds are in a good area. This is better by Leeds. Much better. Central free kick area. We've got a couple of players who can hit this. Again, if anything does happen, don't react in the chat. Trust me, you'll know when to. So you got Wilson, you got Stack. They're both standing. It's probably a bit far out for Wilson, but it's probably perfect distance for Stack. We have got some energy finally, Colin. Finally. Again, just if something does happen, just don't stick it in the chat. Just chill and then go nuts. I mean, I would say this is Stack all day, isn't it? What's the why have Leeds got navy numbers on their jerseys, not blue? So two of them over the ball. Calvert-Lewin's there for seconds, as is Ampadu. Stack's going to hit this, and he does. Straight into the wall. And it breaks. Only as far as Wataru, who goes past James Justin very easily there and clears it. Thiago lays it off. Sangare back to Thiago, and he continues his run. Wilson tries to get around Thiago, but doesn't. He's going all the way across the park now. Has a little bit of look up. He's got options to his right and his left, but leads him back. Dan James there with Wilson. Keeps hold of it. Now it's Yarmolik over to the right side to Wataru onto his left foot. Up against James Justin again. Checks back. Crosses this one in deep. It's an in-swinger towards Trafford. Easy work. Easy work. He wants him to get forward and not, but Tanaka has it now for Leeds. Edge of the penalty area. Squares it. Tariq looks up. Needs to get it going quicker than that. Get it up the park, lads. 76 minutes, heading towards 77. Still 1-0 to Brentford. Squares it. It was 1-1 here last year. Oh, 0-0 here last year. 1-1 away from home. Calvert-Lewin scored in that game. Lost the stream again. Apologies, guys. Stream keeps dropping. Now TV. Absolute dog. You know what? Back again. Maharmovic goes backwards. Picked up by Trafford. Alvedi. Back to Trafford. Maharmovic. Long ball forward now. Dan James, right side. Metcha in the penalty area. Wilson on the edge. Plays it across. It's low and it's cleared by Ayer. But it's better by Leeds. Alvedi. James has a look up early. Going to carry the ball forward. Plays down the line for Wilson, who crosses it early. Metcha first touch. Metcha across the goal. Goal! Dominic Calvert-Lewin scores. It's a tap in. Great work again by Lucas Metcha. Good work by Dan James. And Leeds are back in this. 1-1. Last 5-10 minutes. Leeds have been really good in what has been a really poor game overall for Leeds. Please hold up chat comments, lads. Come on. So quick look. Dan James on the right hand side. Plays it down the right wing. Pulled across. Metcha first touch. Oh, is he onside? He might be onside. Actually, I think it's Shade keeping him on, but it's a tap in. Assist from Metcha. And I think Kevin Shade's playing DCL onside. Oh, it's a tap in, but you'll take it all day long. Helvetti starts the move. Gives it to DJ. He pushes down the right hand side. They've made a difference to subs. Plays it down the right. Pulled across by Ethan Ampadu, actually. Metcha. And then it's a good finish. Come on now, Leeds. Still 11 minutes back in this. We can get another one. Tanaka wins the header. Forward. Clipped forward. Leeds will get that again. Finding treasure. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Appreciate it. Crowd kicks into the voice as well. Alvedi back to Trafford. Lucas Metch's first touch, by the way. Superb to take him away from the defender and create that space as well. Tariq Mohammed has lost this on the edge of his box. Ouattara goes past Justin. He's going to cross this. He does cross the head of the way. Tanaka, great save by Trafford. Oh, he should have scored, Thiago. That's a brilliant save. Mahamovic losing the ball. Flicked up by Calvert-Lewin towards Mecha. Goes through to Collins. Mecha takes off after him, and he's going to play that very, very wide. See, that's why Stack is just standing watching the game there, not making an effort to push in and try and intercept that ball. There he does now, and sends him backwards. That's better. Wonderful save by Trafford as well. Calvert-Lewin's come awake. Plays the ball to the right hand side. DJ has a little bit of a look up. No options. Has to go backwards. Gives it to Ampadu. Back to DJ again. The half turn now. Has a little bit of a look up. Carries it forward. Up against Kevin Shadé. Still DJ. Has a little run at him now. Chinks. Crosses it in. Deflection. Out for a Leeds corner. Good work, DJ. Excellent save by James Trafford. But again, we lost the ball ourselves there coming out with it. They've woken up. In swinging corner, be taken by Harry Wilson. Calvert-Lewin will want a second. The big lads are all up there. Stack is in the penalty area as well. Not something we see an awful lot of usually. So, yeah, it is a rare mistake. Whipped in by Leeds. Cleared by Collins. DJ gets there. Gives it back to Wilson. Little chest. Now, James Justin's in space. Played back by, doesn't matter. We'll forget about it. DJ, left foot. Bends it. Deflection. No deflection. No deflection. Out. Doesn't matter. What a difference Trafford has made already this season. Absolutely, yeah. Rare mistake there from Maharmovic, yeah. DJ trying to bend it in the corner with his left foot. But at least it's better. We're coming at them. Harry Wilson winner would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Good delivery by Harry there for a winner, yeah. Leeds pressing. Kelleher clears it. Still on for 2-1, says Luke. Headed up and in by Wataru. Made a difference for Brentford since he's come on as well. Thiago fighting with Alvede, and he fells Alvede, but Alvede did nip back. Flag is up. And Leeds will get a free kick. There'll be another chance for both teams in this. I mean, Dappy Rejects has made a really good point there in the chat as well. If we do get something from this, it'll be a testament to the resilience. And also a sign of a good team to get results when you're not playing particularly well. Long ball forward. Up goes Calvert-Lewin. Gets the first flick. Mecha takes it down. Squares it to Wilson. He's got DJ outside him. Gives it to Dan James in the penalty area. Dan James shoots. Blocked. He's made a difference, DJ. They're worried about when they're sitting deeper. I said this last year against Aston Villa away to bring DJ on because the defenders can't push on high because they know if the ball goes in behind, he's in. The threat alone of his pace is worth having him there. Corner's taken. In it comes. Calvert-Lewin gets up. Keller flaps at it. But he picked up by Kevin Shadé in the far side. Get over, Anton. And he does. Here comes Stack to get across. Yeah, Metch has also changed it as well. Oh, Shadé's made a mess of that. That ball was out of play. Yeah, Leeds throw. They're getting a bit rattled now. Good. Testament to the manager willing to make the changes. Yeah, I mean, look, he did it. You live and die by your decisions, don't you, as a manager? And he's got it spot on. It wasn't working. Set it up a certain way. That wasn't working. Changed it. Absolutely fine. Well done, Daniel. DJ is looking good. Great pressure from Stack there, yeah. 100% changed the game. So long throw in territory. Ethan Ampadu. We're out of substitution, so nothing else for Leeds to do. Ampadu, long throw in territory. In it comes. Big long ball towards Maharmovic. Alvede is there. He pokes it back around. It's smashed clear, but it's causing them problems. Justin, heavy touch, but Tanaka covers for him. Maharmovic gets a little touch on Nico Alvede now. Squares the ball. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, he's missed. Can Metcha get to it? He can't. Oh, he's got to score. Flag's gone up. You get away with it. Get away with it. Down. You get away with it. You should have scored. They're all off. Calvert-Lewin's miles offside. So is Tariq. Heads it through to Alvede. Does really well. So look at, I mean, Calvert-Lewin's not offside. Very tight if he is. Should score that. Should score that. I think that's tighter than it looks. Yeah. Kelleher clears. Actually looks like it's Maharmovic was offside. Long ball forward. Thiago fighting with Alvede. He wins it. Touch taken down. Edge box, little roll through there. Clever by Yarmolenko, looking again. Still Yarmolenko. Good work by Mahamovic. Out to Harry Wilson is to fight Sade for it, and does. Ball goes out off of Sade. Leeds throwing. Good work, Harry Wilson. This is all about work right now. But it's been all Leeds since about the 75th minute. When did we score? 78. Yeah. Yeah, great hustle by Wilson. You did right, Eric. Throw-in's taken. Headed back out of play by Brentford. 4 minutes of normal time plus whatever he adds on. We'll be over on YouTube afterwards then to have a chat. They're going to make some changes. What is going on with that? Headed up in the air. Ball goes out of play. Leeds throw-in. Harmovic back to Trafford, who clears it, hooks it a bit over to the left hand side. It's gone out of play. Yeah, not happy with that. Just a little bit of a shank. Considering what he's done so far, I wouldn't be complaining too much about it. Changes happening now for Brentford. No, numbers are wrong on this. Callum Wilson coming on for them, so they're going to go for it. Chat is going off. They're freshening it up. Rico Henry's on. Off we go again. Played in field. Air. To Collins. Gives the ball forward. Tanaka gets a bit of a... Tanaka's been solid since he's come on as well defensively. Janelt. Tanaka up against... Sangari wins it. Now Leeds have a chance to break in. It's Lucas Metch on the half turn. Calvert-Lewin to his left. Needs to get him more space than he's in. He's too tight. Calvert-Lewin needs to run away from the players, not just run alongside them. But Leeds have got it back now, right inside. Ethan Ampadu. Great work by Ampadu. Plays it into the feet of Mecha. Looking for a little gap. There's none. He has to fight to push this through. And he can't. He's always just overcrowded. And Brentford get it clear. There'll be plenty of time on this. There's two up front for them. Jerry, did Zetter get shown to Leeds fans before kickoff? I don't know. We didn't see it. But he is there. Be on the bench for the next game. Cleared by Kelleher. Up goes Tanaka. Does enough to put him off. Header won by Mahamovic. Drops in the midfield. Janelt back towards Yarmolenko. Flicked around the corner by Wilson. And Leeds will deal with it. Hooked away by James Justin. Down the line. This might stay in play. It will. And Lucas Metch needs to try. I won't go. It's gone out. Just went out. What will Rodon's hamstring put him out for? I don't know. It depends what it is. If it's a full tear, you're looking 6 weeks. If it's a small tweak, it could be 2. Depends on how serious it is. Possibly Eric, yeah. Yeah, but I tell you what, if you get the ball in the penalty area to Metch, that's where you want him. He's not a hold-up player at all, but he is a finisher. Yeah, I think he's looking for a little through ball, Anthony. He's just the gap isn't there. He's hoping it's going to open up more than anything else. But yeah, you're right. He needs to release it just to be sure. Yarmolenko's done well for them. Plays the ball back. Lucas holding onto the ball just a bit too long. Yeah, agree with that. So injury time, we're going to have 3 minutes. Is it just me or have the injury time gone down this year now? So far, saves Trevor's looking like a bargain. Absolutely, yeah. You could argue he's already saved his points. Ball back to Caoimhin Kelleher. So you got 3 minutes. Long ball forward, headed by Ampadu, who's done well there. He's gone back to a back 3, but it looks at things with Ampadu. Wilson hangs on to too long there. He's lost it now. So Leeds got level and then changed back to a back 3. Crossed in. Wilson! Edge of the box cleared by Tanaka. They're looking for a penalty. It was Mahamovic and Wilson both went for that. Mahamovic just going down holding his back. So look at this. Oh, he blocks it really well. Great defending by Farke. It is. Yeah, he leans across and blocks, kicks it against him. Well done. Yeah. Corner kick for Brentford, though. Okay, long throw in actually. And it's going to be taken by Rico Henry. Set. Back to Henry. Down the line. Well read by Anton Stack, who clears it, but it's going to go straight out of play for a throw in again. It's confusing having two Wilsons. Yep. Send off there one. Yeah. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep going, yeah. Whipped in by Yarmolik. Headed away by Alvede, only as far as Ouattara on the far side. He's going to cross it straight back in. Trafford comes and collects it. That's what you paid for. Lovely catch. And a long ball forward for Harry Wilson to run after, but it's going to run out. Oh, he's gone. He's been taken out of it there. That has to be a red card. He just cleaned him out of it. He's got a yellow. I mean, he's fouled him. He's cleaned him out off the ball. But Don Goodman saying it wouldn't have been a goal scoring opportunity if Wilson gets there. But I mean, he would have come in field, wouldn't he? But Collins makes no effort to get the ball and just takes him out. Stupid tackle to make. To be fair, he has that in his locker, Collins. It's a free kick all day. And it's given Leeds a chance with 15 seconds left to try and nick this. Come on, Leeds. So Anton Stack's going to stand over. It's in a good area for Stack. He's got the right corner showing, which you'd imagine Kelleher will expect. But Kelleher is lining the wall up just to make sure that the inner post isn't on. James Justin's gone over for a little chat. He could clip it into the penalty area, but you imagine he's going to smash this. Stack whips it towards the back stick. No one there. That wasn't a shot. That was very much across. There's the final whistle. You'll take it. Jesus will take it. It was a poor game for most of it by Leeds. Took us to the last 15 minutes to really get going, but it's a point, and it's 4 points in the first two games for Leeds. You'll absolutely take that. Leeds board have got work to do. Need to get more quality into that team if Leeds are going to have a chance to push on this year. We'll be over in YouTube in about 5 minutes time. I'll see you there in a couple of secs. Thank you very much, as always, for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked, like. And I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes over on YouTube. See you in a sec. Bye.